Hello, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Is it on? Is it working? Okay. Hold on a minute here. If you can hear me, say something in the chat. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Okay, can you hear me? Oh, thank goodness. Okay, we're good. We're up and running. So, hello. Uh, my name is Dwayne, and I make things. And welcome to the Dwayne Made It fundraising live stream. I'm so happy to see everybody in the chat. First of all, so this is how's the music to chat ratio? Is it acceptable? I'll test it for myself. Okay. I'm so happy to see everybody in the chat. So, this is how's the music to Okay, all right, we're good. We're good. I'm sorry. It's been ages since I've streamed, since I've streamt. So I'm just relearning how to get everything set up here. So welcome to the Dwayne Made It fundraising live stream. I am here because I need a new computer. I need a new computer so that I can continue to make videos and edit them and source materials and buy the stuff that I need to buy to make stuff and repair stuff, and so that I can I was going somewhere with that. Oh, so I can do all the photoshopping that I need to do with the different stickers and things that I have to print. It is all based on my computer, and this laptop that I am currently streaming from is crazy slow. Like, so it is. I've had this since I graduated college, which was 2018. So I've had this laptop for 5 years, and I've been doing all the stuff that I usually do for the channel on it, and it is just essentially, it's just gone. It's just dead. So for that reason, I am here. I'm gonna be chilling with you guys for a couple hours, at least. I'm gonna. I wish I had fantastical, spectacle things to do. I don't. I am gonna sit here. I'm gonna talk about life. I do have a few phone calls and guests incoming. Today I Grew Up is gonna be here in about an hour to chat about all things Toy Story related. We love Today I Grew Up. We love Mr. Grew Up. I spoke to Mr. Grew Up just this morning, and he's going to be tuning in. So he'll be here. A couple of my friends are going to be joining in. A couple of my friends are already here in the chat. Thank you guys for stopping by. Yeah, I mean, we might do some slight gameage as the night goes on. I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to do because the laptop that I'm coming to you live from is so slow. I wanted to, yes, the live chatters are going to be able to call me. Hopefully, I'm going to try to set that up on my Discord, on the Dwayne Made It Discord. If you are not already a member of the Dwayne Made It Discord, I will put a link somewhere. Hey, Badger. So where was I going with that? Oh yeah, no, I'm just going to be hanging out. I have snacks. I have beverage. I have many exhilarating beverage, and we're just pulling an all-nighter here. And by an all-nighter, I mean probably a few hours. All super chats and all. Yes, Angela. If you have my PayPal, you can certainly send them to my PayPal. But please know that nobody has to contribute. You're not obligated to contribute by joining the stream or because you know me in real life. I appreciate any and all, but you know, I appreciate you even being here. If you are here and you can't donate, or you're not in a position to donate, if you could copy the link, share it with a friend, maybe tweet the stream, just to let the YouTube algorithm know to bump this up a little bit, that would be an immense help as well. I have not been able to figure out how to get a donation count on the screen, but I'm going to do my best to do a combined total of donations that have been sent via like Venmo and things like that, and donations via Super Chat, and I'll total them up. And if for some reason, it's not going to happen, but if for some reason we end up breaking the barrier and we get more than $1,400, which is what I need to get this computer, I will continue to Angela, thank you very, very much for the first donation. I love you so dearly. I'm so grateful for our friendship, and I very, very, very much appreciate the donation you've just sent me, my first donation. I love you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see here. What was I saying before that? I don't remember. I don't remember at all. Oh well. Oops. If I remember, I'll go back to it. So updates of what have been going on with me. If you're here because of the channel, you know I have. What's happening with the money? If for some reason I end up raising more money than what I need, I'll hang around for a little bit. I'm not here to like rake in all the funds, but if I make a little more, obviously that's all going to go back into the channel. I'll buy some tools or some supplies or something. It's not like I'm just going to put it directly into my wallet and go get myself some McDonald's. But if we end up making crazy amounts of money, I will either end the stream or disable chats, because I'm not here to be greedy. I'm just here to try to get by with what I need. So thank you, Angela. I love you so much. And also, Water, I see you're here. Thank you for joining. Stitcheroni 1.0, the Stitcheroni 1.0. Anytime somebody donates, I'll take a sip of something. I have many beverage. Let's see here. If anybody ever has any questions, comments, anything like that, anything I can riff off of, please let me know immediately. I'm going to grab my phone stand here. Give me 1 second. All right, and we have another donation. Goodness gracious, Xander! Xander's here. Xander, why are you doing that? Xander has just made a donation of $50. Thank you so much. You are my best friend in the entire world, and you mean more to me than I can say. And I'm just very grateful for it. Badger, I'm a little tight right now, but tomorrow I can send you the Badger. Don't even worry about it. You're probably gonna end up being on this stream tonight. Remember? Don't worry about it. You're here. You're here in all other forms. Alrighty. Yes, I can link my Discord. Let's see here. I can certainly link the Discord. I am going to link the Discord. Boy, I think so many of my Discord mods are inactive. If something goes wrong, it's gonna be great. All messages. Unmute. Can I unmute the channel? There we go. Okay. Let's link this Discord here. Invite people. Copy. Okay. Here we go. We'll link this. Badger, if you have the ability to pin that comment, I don't know if pinned comments work on YouTube streams, but if you feel like pinning that, if that's possible, please do. The Discord's right there. I don't have much of a system right now, but if you're in there and you'd like to chat, let me know in the chat, in the stream chat, and I will hop over on Discord and we will get into a voice channel together, and we'll talk for a little while. I can't talk to everybody for hours on end if people do end up joining to chat via Discord, but I'll have you on for at least 15-20 minutes and we'll talk about stuff. Alrighty. Okay. Oh, okay. Hold on a minute here. We have a call. Let me see what I can do here. Let me add this in. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna pause the music. We're gonna. All right, we're gonna take a call here. Hold on. Let me make sure I can hear you. Waiting for the call. If you're saying things, I cannot hear you. Oh, there you are.
My name's Stitch.
Is it? Hey Stitch, how's it going? I'm a big fan of all of your media.
Pretty good, Dwayne.
How you doing, my friend?
Very good.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. What brings you to the channel this evening?
Well, I realized you were live streaming, so I decided to join.
I am very grateful for that. Have you been one of my subscribers for a while, or are you more recently part of the channel?
Only subscribed, but I love your videos. I love that Buzz Lightyear and Woody mod that you did.
Thank
Not
you
really
very
a Buzz
much.
Lightyear mod, more of a whole job.
Yeah, that Buzz Lightyear thing was super meaningful to me because it was. I think a lot of people appreciate the transformation, which is awesome. But I don't think I don't know if I even mentioned it in the video, but it's one of it. It's like my Buzz Lightyear from when I was a child, from when I was like 4. So
Oh, yeah.
it was super cool to do, but it was super cool to like rejuvenate something that I've had like all my life.
Well, but
So how are
the
you
Woody
doing?
mod. Well, I'm doing really good, but the Woody mod is pretty cool. But I would recommend doing a different head sculpt. I would recommend doing an upgrade in the future.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't a big fan of the head sculpt, and it's not perfect. I probably won't end up doing a redo of the head sculpt, like that the Woody itself, like the actual object. It's just it's so tired. It's very tired of being worked on. Like it's very delicate, and like it's at a state right now where the more you touch it and the more you mess with it, the sort of weaker it becomes. It's very fragile and delicate, and it's I think it's at a state right now where it just kind of is what it is. But I am probably, maybe, I don't know, who knows, not me, gonna make another one someday. Maybe that will be what I do when I'm able to get the channel like up and running again at full blast. So there may or may not be I was about to say a second, although there was a second one. It got sold. There may be a third film accurate Woody made with a better sculpt, as you say.
Well, I have a better idea how to make a simple one. I would just take a simple Woody doll that you would get from like the Disney store
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like replace the badge and belt and stuff and replace the head with a soft and huggable Woody from Thinkway.
Right. Yes, of
And
course.
I would also do would also do a hand swap with another Woody.
Right, yeah. I
Or
know
we could do
the Disney Store Woody has a
a
great outfit for sure. And I know the hand swap is like kind of necessary. I will definitely keep those things in mind for the future endeavors.
and you should definitely do the pearlized buttons.
Yes, 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 yes. I remember seeing those on Instagram. Which reminds me,
You
my
definitely
Instagram is on my for anybody who's watching. My Instagram is in my about. If anybody would like to follow me there.
cool, but I would also do a movie accurate voice box from Real McCoy Props or Divine Child.
A movie accurate voice box for who?
Divine Child or Real McCoy Props.
Oh yes, no, Divine Child does awesome work.
Yeah, Divine Child is more Toy Story based, more
Hmm.
Toy Story related.
Hmm.
So, anyways, that's all I have to say.
All right, Stitch. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you being the first caller of the stream, and thank you for tuning into the channel. And I'll see you around.
No problem,
All right,
Duane.
you take care, my friend. All
Bye.
right, I'll see you. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Stitch himself, the Stitch of Lilo and Stitch fame, um, joined us for the stream. I wasn't planning on having celebrity guests of that caliber, but here we are. Um, let's see. Thank you again for joining. If you're just tuning in, this is the Dwayne Made It fundraising live stream so that I can afford to get a new um, PC built so that I can continue to make videos. How's everybody doing? If you're here, pop into the chat. Oh my God, we got 7 people watching. Oh God, that's loud. Hold on a minute. Hold on. I am so not used to. I'm so not used to having stream settings to adjust. It has been like a year since I've live streamed, at least. I am doing okay. Thank you for asking. I just had a crazy I just did something very difficult. So my wonderful girlfriend bought a house. It's what I'm in right now, and moved in with her. And her name is Emma, and she's wonderful and amazing and awesome, and I love her very much. And when she bought this house, the previous owners left a bunch of stuff in the basement, and two items of which were massive headboards and like footboards from beds, like at least a full size or queen size headboard and baseboard. And so I've been racking my brain with regard to how to get them out of the house and get rid of them without having to rent a truck. And I made the decision to use a Sawzall, if anyone's familiar with that tool, to go out and chop them in half each, long ways. I went down to the basement, I grabbed everything, slapped it up on the lawn. They're very noisy and aggressive, so I just sawed them down the middle like a hot dog and loaded everything into the back of my car so that I could take it to a dump. And then it was like 6 minutes until I had to start the stream. So I just did it. So that happened. Thank you for joining. 8 viewers. I'm very grateful that you're all here. If you're just tuning in, this is my fundraising live stream so that I can afford to have a new PC built so that I can continue making videos. 7:34. We are 22 minutes into the stream. If anybody would like to chat via Discord, just go ahead and let us know in the chat, and I will send the link back in there. What else has been going on? I have a whole new workshop, essentially. I haven't completely set it up, but almost the entire basement of this house that I'm in is my space now. That's the DuaneMadeIt headquarters. That's where I'm going to be able to have my bench and all my like flammables and paint and carving tools and etc. etc. That's where the magic's going to happen. We just had some people come in, some electricians, and install some new lights, but eight new lights down there, some outlets. It's pretty snazzy. I'm very much looking forward to getting that space finished up and maybe doing a little tour of it. The Dwayne Made Workshop, yes, precisely. Boy, it is getting chilly in here. Hold on a minute here. I need to turn down this. I need to turn on this air. Okay, I'm back. Yes, so that's going to be the DuaneMadeIt workshop. As soon as I get it set up. I've continued working as a scenic carpenter. I'm in the middle of the southern, listen to me, summer season for the institute that I work at. And during the summer, if you know anything about theater, there's a lot of summer productions and events and people trying out their shows who may or may not want to bring them to Broadway or bigger theaters later down the line. So it's a very, very busy time. So I've been doing that. I just finished a run of the musical Hello, Dolly here in New York. I was in the ensemble, and I played the character Rudolf Reinsenweber in the show, and it was very well received. We did a month of shows and had a great time. So that's been going on. Yeah. How's everybody in the chat doing? Sound off. Update me on your life. Say things. Give me things to talk about. If I don't have things to talk about, I can't talk. Thank you again for joining. If you're just joining, this is the DuaneMadeIt fundraising live stream. I'm here because I need to raise a fund to get a new PC built so I can continue to make videos. Badger, I miss you so much. Badger made the first ever DuaneMadeIt YouTube poop. If you don't follow Badger, I cannot recommend his content enough. He has had some major hits in the meme world. He's truly a man of his craft, knows what he's doing. He could take apart a video, put it back together, take apart the hearts of America, and put them back together. Go check his stuff out. Xander, you did a sit-up this morning. Congratulations. Maybe tomorrow you try for 2. The camera quality is horrible if you haven't noticed, by the way, and that's because I am unable to get my my nice webcam hooked up to this old laptop. Um, I am also unable to get any of my microphones hooked up to this old laptop. It's just terrible. So that's why you have this plain, boring Dwayne rectangle facing you. 8 people in the chat. Thank you so much if you're just stopping by. This is my fundraising live stream, so I can attempt to buy a new PC or get a new PC built, so I can continue to make videos. If you're just joining, sound off. Please let us know you're here in the comments. Would love to chat. Please share the stream, copy link, share it with your friends on Instagram, tweet it, Facebook it. Drop things you would like discussed in the chat if you want to if you want any topics covered. Please go right ahead. Let me check the Discord, see what's going on in there. If anybody's popped in. No, not too much. There we go. Hold on a minute here. I'm gonna pop something in the Discord here. Hey all. Join at the above link and at me in the voice chat if you'd like to talk. There we go. Let's see here. What games am I playing these days? Well, in terms of games that I'm playing, and this is not a joke, this isn't like I'm never going to play it. I have been sitting on Pokemon Legends of Arceus, which you bought me, Xander. And I have it, and I've been waiting for it. I was hoping to actually play it this week because my girlfriend's away, and I've had not too much to fill up the time with, and I was hoping to get cracking on it, but I've been so busy doing little renovations, little home repairs. It's been nutso. I really would have liked to have done something fancier with my time, but I have been unable to. But Legends of Arceus is next on my list. That is the next game that I have to play. And I'm very excited to play it. I'm very much a late bloomer to the game. My favorite game, which I haven't played in a while, but my favorite game of PC game ever is The Forest. It's just so awesome. I love this. It's one of those games that is great in story mode and great in sort of open world mode. I love it very much. I've been playing a crap ton of Monopoly. I've also gotten my girlfriend addicted to Monopoly for the Switch. Monopoly Go for the Switch. It is absolutely absurd how much time I've spent playing that game because it's non-plot based. You can just pick it up whenever and not get frustrated or overly obsessed with the plot. It's very pick-upable, it's very put-downable. So I've been playing a lot of that. What else have I been doing? Not too much really. I've been when I'm able to spend a little quiet time, I've been watching a lot of Love is Blind. If you know Love is Blind, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't know it, oh well, because, phew. I think I'm gonna do a little. TikTok stream to conjoin with the to conjoin with this stream. Oh my God, it's Sebastian. Sebastian, how you doing, my friend? Is that the man behind the slaughter? I forgot that you were I forgot that you were even a mod on this channel. You crazy man. Let's see here. Hold on a minute. I'm about to loop in my TikTok stream with this stream. YouTube. Hold on a minute here. Boy, I wish I could talk and do things at the same time. YouTube stream. Dwayne made it. Hold on a minute here. Get into TikTok stuff. Go to Dwayne Made It on YouTube too. Fundraising stream 2. So because I'm about to loop in TikTok, I feel like I have to talk about my what brings me on TikTok. Seb, if you're still in the chat, hope you're well. Know it's been a while. I think I think about your bird often. There we go. So I'm now live on TikTok as well. So my my brief rise to how I got to like 10K on TikTok was because I got a job at a gas station, and I was mainly stationed. It was a gas station attached to a grocery store, and I was stationed at the booth, and I would have nothing to do for hours upon hours, 4, 5, 6 hours, nothing. I would get maybe 3 customers. I was in a box all day long, and so I made a TikTok. And when I made the TikTok, I decided to call it Dwayne is Bored, because I was bored all the time, and not a whole lot of people followed it. I had, a handful here, a handful there. Maybe one of my videos would kick up into the 4 digits. And then one night I decided to flick on the intercom system and lean into the microphone and just sing the opening lick of The Lion Sleeps Tonight. I went and that was it. And it has 1.3 million hits. That's what the world wanted. That's what the world wanted. I can't explain. I can't explain why, and yet it's obvious why. I don't know. It's simple content. Very simple, smooth brain content. It's what the people want. But that's how I got my start on TikTok. And then what really took off was my sleep stream. I decided one night to live stream myself on TikTok, sleeping. I had never heard of a sleep stream before. I feel like they're somewhat well known now. I had never seen one before. I'm sure somebody did it before me. I don't claim to have invented it, but I did it just for funsies. I had a gooseneck like phone holder that would hold my phone in front of my face, and I just sort of plopped my phone into it, hit live, plugged in the charger, kept the light on so you could see my face, and just went to sleep. And woke up to 1,000 people staring me back in the face, and I was like, "Oh, well, it seems there seems to be an audience for this." And I've been interviewed by the Wall Street Journal because of it. I've been interviewed on other platforms. It's not something that's made me rich, but it's something that has taken off quite a bit, and I don't quite understand why. But it's what the people want, and so I keep doing it. Hi, Lex. Thank you so much for joining. Nice to see you. What else? Who else is in the chat? How many people we got here? How many people we got on the stream? Can I get a chat? Can one of my mods give me a check? Give me an update. Give me a number. What are the statistics? Because I can't see, because I'm on TikTok as well. If there are any other callers, please ping me in Discord, and we'll pick it on up. That gay emo cousin just joined. Thank you for stopping by. Fajo, Bamboo Pets joined. Thank you very much for stopping by. Stay tuned for Dwayne's fundraising sleep stream. I don't know about that. If I can't, I feel like every sleep stream is a fundraising sleep stream. Judging by the $3 that I make per stream. Thank you, Lex, for stopping by again. I hope you and your person are doing well. I love seeing your social media posts. We're doing it. 40 minutes into the stream. We're at a total of let me see if I can actually do that on the screen. If I have a counter. If I have a counter. Let me see if I can add that. A text. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Okay. Hold up. I can do this, and then I can do this. Oh, nope, that was a bad thing. I just did a bad thing. I regret the thing I did. Okay, copy. Okay, I can do this now. Raised so far. I think we're at, let me see here. There we go. What color should I make this text? We're gonna go with like all right, cool. All right, we got that on there. If you're joining me on TikTok, thanks for stopping by. Chat, how's it going over there? Let me see if I can. Anytime there's a donation, I do take a sip. $72. Seriously. That's like a 1/15 of the money. And that was not sarcasm. I'm very grateful to be 1/15 of the way there because that's 1/15 less I'm going to have to go. Water, how are you? It's so nice to see you. I think of you so often. It was such a joy to get your riveting video the other day. How's life? Say things about you. I want to hear from you. Emily Reese, thank you for joining. Julie, thank you for joining. Once again, this is the my fundraising live stream to fund the PC build so that I can continue making videos on this channel. This is a telethon of sorts. This is like comic relief, except less funny. Cad, thank you for joining. Mama, thanks, Mama, for stopping by. Ugh. We're going great. Good. I'm glad you're going great. I am feeling pretty good today. I got a lot done today. It was a long day at work. I just chopped up a couple bed frames that the previous tenants left in the house and put them into my car, so that I can thank you, user, with all the R's, for joining. Put them into my car. Jeez. Put it into my vehicle so that I can take it to the dump. So it's a great time. It's a great time. Jen, thank you for joining. Let's see here. Double tap that screen if you can. It really helps. If you're joining me on TikTok, give that stream a double tap. It would very much help me out. I have 0 likes. Please drop a like. Anybody. I will do anything to get a like. Tiffany Height, thank you for joining. Please a like. I have no likes. I'm just realizing that I have no likes on this TikTok stream, and it's really messing with you. Anything for a like. Hey, Dave, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. If you find it in your heart to double tap that screen, it would really butter my toast. If anybody would like to join from YouTube on TikTok, go ahead and do so. Oh, hold on a minute here. Thank you very much, Dave, for the like. I appreciate it. It appears that we have Water. I'm so proud of you for graduating college, by the way. We may have a little something. We may have a little message here from a certain Toy Story themed TikTok. I'm going to end this part of the stream. Love you guys. Thank you for stopping by. We may have a little Mr. Grew Up. Maybe on the... Oh! There he is. He's here. Holy macaroni salad. Hold on a minute here. Hold on. Hold everything. Hold the phone. Could it be?
Hey, what's up?
Is that Mr. Grew Up?
Yeah, I was trying to get on the computer instead of the phone, but it's fine if you want to have me just audio.
Just audio is fine. I'm not, because the laptop that I have is so it's so slow. I'm not able to set up people tuning in via video. Yeah, hence the reason for the stream. How in gracious's name can everybody hear Mr. Grew Up in the chat? Thank you, Seb, so much for the $10 donation. Thank you.
If I'm clear, do you want me to use a different mic? Because I could switch to a condenser.
You sound pretty clear to me.
All right, sounds good then. Yeah, sounds good.
It is so nice to hear from you. How is everything going?
Everything's going great. I can happily say I'm still living the dream. Everything is going according to my plans that I've made, and I really can't really ask for more. I mean, people are always asking me like, "Oh, what are you gonna do next?" I'm like, "Well, it's not really what's next for me. It's just enjoying the ride." So,
Of course,
yeah.
100%.
So I'm happy. I'm content, and I'm doing what I love. And I think people gravitate to that, and that's why I have such a loyal support and following, because they see that I'm very passionate about what I do. I'm not just doing things for clicks or likes. I'm doing things because I want to entertain, and I want to be entertained as well. So yeah.
That's amazing. I think I understand. We the Toy Story sort of community. We're not without our faults, but just by
Oh, of
nature
course.
of by nature of the subject matter, I feel like we're so lucky to have such a vibrant and loving and wholesome, for the most part, group of people who come together to appreciate these wonderful little works of art that we spend so much time and money on, um, just in the name of accuracy and tribute.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. 100%. I think that it's obviously with any community, there's going to be, there's going to be people that come and go, people that grow up and that never grow up, and it's really just great and neat to collaborate and connect with so many people that share the same passions. And that always is the most fascinating to me, is like, wow, I'm connecting with someone in Brazil today, or the Netherlands today, or Canada. And it's just really cool to dig in other people's heads all over the world regarding the same love for the same subject.
it really is, and it's something that, thanks to the popularity of the franchise of the Disney movies themselves, and their presence in almost every culture in some way, you
Yeah,
know,
it's incredible.
you can turn on Cablevision right now and see somebody on some sitcom making a joke about Toy Story, or
Right.
it's a love language. It it it
Mhm.
it it, it crosses borders and barriers. It unites us. It's America.
And it never dies. It's kind of like the Star Wars thing, just like you
Hmm.
think it's dead and it comes right back. And the same thing with Toy Story. Nobody expected a Toy Story 5, but then we get the announcement that it's coming. So
Now, obviously, in terms of job security for you and a little bit of myself as well, it's always
yeah.
great news. But what are your thoughts about the announcement of Toy Story 5, other than the obvious?
Yeah, I mean, do we need a Toy Story 5? No, we don't need it.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm grateful we're getting one, and I think for me as a fan of storytelling and character development and digital animation, and I always love to see the progress of mankind. And that's a direct quote from Back to the Future. I love to see
Yep.
what is possible. And when we saw Toy Story 4, we saw some animations that were out of this world for a Toy Story movie, considering where we started with 95 to the last 2019 edition. The animation just went leaps and bounds to that first scene in Toy Story 4. You can just feel the rain, like you're actually there and it's real.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
doesn't seem animated. And so like in Toy Story 5, I just expect that next like level of wow, like we thought the tech was good in 2019. I can't even imagine what 2020 whatever is going to be like. So I'm thinking about those things, So I'm just very excited for the possibilities of what could be. And so there's so many characters. And like my YouTube channel is testament, I don't run out of ideas because the universe is so huge. I can always make a video about a Toy Story character. To me, I feel like it's kind of infinite in that way.
Right. I mean, even if they didn't make a fifth one, I feel like we would have something to work with for till Kingdom Come. But
Right,
it just now this makes it so we don't have to scrape the bottom of the barrel. Um,
right.
it um, it really is something. What's one of your, hold on a minute here. Oh, sorry. Sorry. It was a double notification from a previous donation. That was from Angela Simpson, my dear, dear friend, who I've known for years and have acted with. Thank you so much, Angela. Um, Do you have like what's your least favorite Toy Story movie? Is it okay? Is it sacrilegious to ask that?
No, I mean that's totally appropriate to ask. I think everyone has a strong opinions about it, and my opinions are a little bit more liberal. I mean, if you ask me if there's a bad Toy Story movie, I'll say no, there isn't a
Of course
bad
not.
Toy Story movie. I love all of them, and but of course, there's if I had to rank, just like any franchise, yes, I'm gonna have my most favorite movie and my least favorite. I would say, in my personal opinion, Toy Story 4 is my least favorite story and movie because to me it felt like a short. I felt like they left a lot of things on the table that were not resolved for me
Mm-hmm.
enough. Like I got the point of it, but there was also parts where I'm like, we should have seen a little bit more of the original characters, in the mix. Follow something with Rex would be interesting, and he goes down a rabbit hole or something, or
Mm-hmm.
you know, it was just so focused on the new characters that I felt like they were kind of neglecting the ones that we characters we loved so much for the last three films. And I get it, Buzz, Woody, it was a Woody story, but I'm more like I want to hear and see more of the other characters that we love and create more creative with it instead of focusing on just Buzz and Woody. Why don't, like I said, let's go down a rabbit hole with Rex? That would be really cool. Something that's the
Mm-hmm.
only reason why I ranked it lower in that regard.
I completely understand what you're saying and agree. I think when it comes to Toy Story 4, I I love the movie. I loved it so much.
Yeah, still a great film.
Sobbed gutturally. I made it. This is what I was gonna say, but sort of an anecdote. When I went to go see it in theaters, the movie was almost over, and I was thinking to myself, man, I've made it through without. I shed a little tear.
Yeah.
I think at some point during the movie, maybe during one of the flashback things, but I didn't like cry, and I was like, I'm a pretty soft. I'm a pretty big softy. I'm shocked that I haven't really um, I haven't gotten that emotional. And then what happens at the end happened, and I'm just like my whole body is just just
That's
shuddering.
funny. I
Just
I can I understand. Like I was that way for Toy Story 3. How you describe Toy Story 4 is
mhm.
my feelings on Toy Story 3. That to me was a tearjerker for me personally,
Oh,
because it was kind
great.
of like a conclusion of Andy letting go of the toys in a sorts, and that was really emotional for me. And then the toys almost dying, of course.
Right? Yeah, of course, of course.
There was just a
Yeah.
lot of things about growing up and possibly losing people that I resonated with on a personal level. And I think I mean, my channel's called Today I Grew Up. I'm always thinking about that growth. And I saw Toy Story 3 was that growth and that moving on from high school to college and uh, from a childhood to now you're an adult or getting towards that age. And that to me was more impactful. But I understand Toy Story 4 though. It could be impactful in that way too. But I think it's a personal thing,
Hmm.
like my friend or Cam the Toy Story man, his
Hmm.
favorite is Toy Story 4 also because he relates on a personal level to saying goodbye to his friends in his hometown. So it makes sense why people would resonate to a certain film more than another because it's more of a personal, perspective.
Right, of course. It's you have the objective and the subjective parts.
Right.
What I was gonna say, and I wanna touch on something that happened. Somebody that said something in the chat real quick. But what I was gonna say is, I feel like Toy Story 4 was a victim of being a little poorly advertised or sold. I mean, I
Okay.
don't know that it would have made as much money if it hadn't been called Toy Story 4, but I don't know if it should have been called Toy Story 4. I mean, it wasn't
Mm.
part of the as I mean, you basically said this, but it wasn't part of the of the trilogy. I mean, it was not a continuation of the story. It was a
A
like you
vacation.
called it a short. Yeah, no, it was something
Yeah.
else. I mean, it was like you have three. The first three are three group nows, and then Toy
Right.
Story 4 is a Woody later.
Right.
And
Yeah, and
I think it should have been called like Toy Story to Infinity and Beyond, or like Toy Story.
beyond something.
Yeah, like it shouldn't have had necessarily a number in it, but Toy Story, and then a little subtitle or something. For those of you who are just joining, I'm here with my beloved friend. Today I grew up is on the
Howdy.
line here. Um, about we're chatting about all things Toy Story and life related. Um, one of my my good friend Badger in the chat pointed out that the revised Andy model in Toy Story 4 really took him out of it, and it is honestly it may be my biggest critique of the movie. Again, and that that's not that that's not to say that I hate the movie because of that. It's just, well, if I had to pick something that I didn't like, it was really that. And this is, I understand that everybody feels this way, but you know, it just it looks, it's a great character model. It's beautifully animated. It's absolutely gorgeous. The Andy that we get in the flashbacks in Toy Story 4, but it just looks it's a different human being. It
Yeah, you're right.
and I understand if you look at the model of Andy uh from 1 and 2, it does you know, a kid, are a kid's eyes that small? No. Are a kid's cheeks that huge? No.
Right.
But I think what they were going for was, rather than create, rather than recreate the boy Andy that we saw in 1 and 2, let's take adult Andy from 3 and age that character backwards. And
I,
I
I,
understand that logic completely, but it just takes me out of it so much. It kind of almost ruined the moment for me, almost.
Very interesting, and I'm glad you brought that up because it's really cool to talk about. I think what they were going for in their minds, what my perception of it is, oh, if we just make the poor renderings from the past, we're gonna lose audiences for that modernism that they crave now because they're used to our modern Pixar movies. Maybe they were afraid, like, if we bring back this classic style, not everyone will accept it and criticize how bad they look. Because look at Bo Peep, she wasn't
Mm.
she had very interesting characteristics, and they updated her completely to a different toy also. But I agree with you. I would have personally liked to see the nostalgic bad animation that it's known for, because it would have kept true to form to what Toy Story was in that
Yep.
universe. But I also appreciate, well, you modernized it, you made it fresh, you made it more modern for the modern consumer, so I understand it. It's more commercial that way, but I don't know. I'm with you. I like the nostalgia. I like the old bad animation, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be bad. I just think
Yeah,
in terms of
it wasn't the best.
face shapes, just literal, the circles and stuff. I think they could have
Right.
kind of split the difference. I think
Yeah, you're right.
if you were to take the character model we have in 4 and compare it to the model that we have in 2, and just kind of find the halfway point between them. It just needed a little bit. It didn't have to look exactly like Andy from 2. I think it just needed to lean a little more in that direction. He looked like he lost a lot of weight. that
Yeah, that
really
was weird. I mean, if it was a flashback sequence, anyways, they should have gone with more original animation. That to me didn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that saves me, not saves me, but the only thing that I can think of that makes me feel a little bit better about it is if if we saw, how old was Andy in 2, 8?
Yeah, he was around 8 years old.
Maybe you, if you want to make the argument that maybe that was like the flashbacks are when he was like 10 and he lost a little baby fat or
Right.
something. I could, that makes me feel a little better about it. Let me touch
Nah,
on a
it
couple
was off.
comments before we go.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, of course.
my friend Water says, I feel like the decision of Woody made leaving the group felt so rushed. It made sense what he did, uh, but the decision didn't feel entirely natural. And then, of course, she later points out that early Pixar didn't know how to animate human faces, which is fair, and we all know.
True.
Yeah, I understand when I understand what you mean about sort of this Woody's decision feeling rushed and sudden, and I struggle with whether I think that's, you know, whether I have a problem with the writing, or if I just, maybe it's a me problem. Maybe I need to accept that sometimes people can make very quick decisions that you may not necessarily agree with. Like, I don't know if that's something that is objectively wrong or subjectively wrong. I don't know. I truly don't.
I think at the end of the day, though, if you look at the numbers, it was really successful for Disney and Pixar. They made $1 billion worldwide. It made as much as Toy Story 3, if not more. So I think looking at the numbers, it still shows testament to the power of Buzz and Woody and the gang. And as long as they're on screen and they're having adventures, people are going to be along for the ride. And all the nitpicky people like us are just kind of wayside anyways. We'll still watch and support it, but there's
Of course.
people who bash it. We're not bashing it. We're just, we're just like talking about details. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. And by the way, I know that you're. Thank you again for joining. First of all, I
Oh, of
really
course. Yeah.
appreciate your time, and I know that you do have a life, so feel free to
No,
give me
it's
a heads
fine.
up if you got to head out. I'll have you
I
for as
got
long as.
time right now, so we're good.
All right, cool. You just give me a heads up, and
Yeah, of
you're free
course.
to go whenever you need to. What are you looking to see in Toy Story 5? Is there anything in particular you're looking for or wanting?
Yes. Yeah. So I did do a video on my channel, shameless plug. If you guys want to go to Today Rep YouTube channel, you can
Yep.
see just look at my latest video. It says my thoughts on Toy Story 5. And basically, the two quick points I point out that I would want to see, and they can do whatever they want. I trust them. But the one thing I really, really hope to see is Andy give us the resolve of Andy's story. I want to know if he get married? Did he have kids of his own? I want to know what happened to Andy's life in some capacity, even if it's a quick 30-second, like what he's like, oh, I checked in on him. He has kids. He's fine. We just don't want to meddle with his life. Whatever. I'd love to see Andy's story at least summed up what happened after he went to college. That's my number one. And then number two would be I would love to kind of hear Bonnie. Might be an unpopular opinion, but I want to know what happened to Bonnie as well. If
Ooh.
she's still with because as you know, at the end of Toy Story 4, she already was kind of okay with forgetting about Woody. You know what I mean? And just
Mhm.
like, I'm happy. She looked at everything and she was like, oh yeah, Woody's not there and I'm happy. So it was kind of like an untold spoken thing that Bonnie's growing up and maybe she's donating the rest of the toys soon. So
Speaking of donating, I'm going to pause you real quick because we just had
yeah,
another
that
$50
was about it.
donation from my dear friend Connie. Thank you so much, Connie, for that incredibly generous donation. Snot Micah Puff tea. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Um, but anyway, yeah, figuring out what happens to Andy. I mean that I think it would almost be, in my opinion at least, it would almost be more meaningful if the smaller it is,
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
it makes sense.
Having a whole section of the plot devoted to it is one thing, but just maybe we run into Andy's mom, and we overhear her
Right.
saying, yeah, no, Andy's doing well, the kids are doing great, and just a little something. It's like, oh, wow, that's
Yeah, or be a great like just in a quick cameo towards the end of the movie where it's like, oh, we see Andy's sister picked up some of the toys for her, or her house or whatever. Like it's just some kind of quick, like the toys were this is where they kind of ended up with certain people from Andy's, some kind of somehow connected to Andy. That's what I want to see. Yeah,
yes, no,
basically.
just a little revisiting of that
Yeah.
would be really special.
And I would love to kind of see, obviously, what happened with Woody and Bo Peep because we were kind of left at a crossroads with he wasn't too sure, but then he made a decision. But how strong of a decision did he follow through? Like, was it just like after a week he was over it? I wonder what happens. So.
Yeah. I really I think sometimes Disney has already shown that they have the writers who can do that, and they have the ability to do that, and that they recognize that it's important to us. Like, are you a fan of Mary Poppins Returns by any chance?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I've seen that. It's
I
great.
I love one of my favorite movies. I have a deep affection and connection to Dick Van Dyke,
Oh, of
and
course. Yeah, I
with
remember the story.
right, yes. um,
That guy is never. That guy is like forever. I can't believe he's still. He was
he's
still driving a few
he's
weeks ago. I think.
immortal. I love it. We can talk
He's
about him.
immortal. He's
But
Chuck Norris.
yeah, he really is. He's the modern day Chuck
He's the
Norris.
actor version. He's the musical actor version.
hmm Um, with where was oh yeah, there was that one line in Mary Poppins Returns concerning Dick Van Dyke's character Bert. It's a fleeting moment, but it's so satisfying. Mary Poppins is like,
Right.
"Oh, how is dear old Bert?" And he's like, "Oh, same old, traveling the world, seeing places to see." And it only takes up a couple seconds, but it's so warming to the heart to just
That's
know that
awesome.
that character has been acknowledged and that we have been let know that he is okay and doing well.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. You said it. You summed it up beautifully. That's exactly what I want to see in Toy Story 5. You know,
Yep.
but here's one thing that we kind of segue in a little bit because of Toy Story 5. You know, everyone's questioning. Okay, they're asking me today. I grew up. When did they start production? And then I researched it. There was somebody who reported it started production in August of 2022. So I was like, okay, there's probably some truth to that. They've been, you know, they announced it, but I'm sure they've been working on it. And then Tim Allen comes out saying, oh, I'm off to do Buzz. So he's probably already doing some test voice lines. We don't know. But these are all speculations, of course. But when we saw the news this week of Galen Suzman and the director of Lightyear as well, Angus MacLean, they were laid off from Pixar, and so that's like kind of troubling because everyone's like, well, we thought they were going to be part of the Toy Story 5 project, so that's kind of crazy. Like, who's going to take over now? It sounds like Disney's going through a huge restructure right now.
It's so disappointing, to hear.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes I feel like with Disney, when we take one step forward, we take three steps back, and
Yeah.
in addition to
Yeah.
the
Sorry
fact,
to make negative, but I had to bring it up.
yeah, no, and it's important to, you know,
Yeah.
it's important to hold your heroes to high standards. And if Disney as a company is a hero, and a friend of almost, we want to make sure that we, open up a little bit of dialogue about what we don't like. And it was really disappointing, especially
So
number one.
I watched. I
I
love it.
liked Lightyear. I liked it a lot.
Yes, I was going to ask you, what are your thoughts on Lightyear? Because that's such a well, it shouldn't be, but it's become a
Mhm.
controversial kind of like, so you love it or hate it. There's no in between, I feel like.
It really, I think, I think it's a sign of the fact that eh, society has grown to be something that, like, we only appreciate movies if they're mind blowing. And
Right?
Lightyear was not mind blowing, really. There was maybe some tiny mind blowing moments, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like, holy crap, that was
Right.
amazing. It was just cool. It was
Right.
cool movie, and I think people, we've lost the ability to appreciate something that isn't, there's nothing bad about it. It's just not, it's not earth shattering. And
Right.
I think it was just a little underappreciated. I think we've sort of, I think the audiences nowadays, especially for Disney, they want to be wowed, and
Right.
don't really. They have a very all or nothing sort of attitude. And
Yeah, society's sick like that, where everybody's black and white, cognitive distortions, I call them. Everybody's like, it's all or nothing. It's good or bad. It's like, well, there is a gray area.
Mhm,
Life is actually gray if you think about it.
mhm, mhm.
So, but yeah, with the Lightyear thing, I feel like they banked too much on the fact that people were going to just love and embrace these brand new characters. And mind you, it was a little too many brand new characters to fall in love with.
Mhm.
You're hitting us with like, Izzy Hawthorne and then Mo Morrison and then Darby Steele and then obviously Socks is a given, but then we're getting too much new. People don't have deep connections to new characters. I'm sorry, they just don't. So like it's just that's kind of hard to bank on, shoving so many new characters down someone's throat. I think is very hard to sell. It's very hard to sell.
Yeah, I think they, it was one too many. I think they could have knocked off one or two. I think
I
that
agree.
sorry, spoilers if you haven't seen it. I think that the the we were all expecting, and I'm not saying, I know that I'm not saying that the screenwriters have to follow the rule book of the Toy Story movies. I know that it can be different, and I don't mean to. As somebody, I have a degree in screenwriting, so like it,
Right.
as I've understood these criticisms before, but like, as the audience is waiting to figure out how Zurg is Buzz's father. We're waiting for that.
Yeah, and I saw on Twitter because I saw Angus very active on there, and I wanted to hear his reactions to people's questions. That was one of the number one questions that people asked, and somebody had said, "Oh, I can't believe people are just hung up on a Toy Story 2 joke about Zurg being Buzz's father." And Angus liked that tweet, so it made me think. I don't think he was anticipating how seriously people take things. Like it wasn't just a joke to the true fans. We
Yeah.
took it as this is a thing. This is not just a joke for us. It's a real thing because it was presented real in the movie for us as fans. So I feel like there was a disconnect between what Angus wanted the film to be and what maybe a true fan maybe wanted, like the audience fans. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different, and there may have been a disconnect there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just for me. It was just a big enough part of Toy Story 2 for me to look for it. I think if it had just been the "I am your father," no, and that had been it,
Right.
then I wouldn't have cared. But the little scene with them, playing catch and I'm catching up with my son. You're a great dad. That's what sold me. That's what had me looking for it. If it was just, I understand. Like literally in that tweet, they say a joke. If it was just a joke, then I wouldn't have cared. I don't think. I don't think.
Right.
But because it is a small plot element. I mean, it is what causes Zurg to and other Buzz to stop being the secondary antagonist. That plot, the main antagonist of that movie is Al, but the secondary antagonist is Zurg.
Right.
It's we think it's that he's going to stop Buzz from being able to save Woody. Like it's a big deal, and that quote unquote joke, if you want to, if this person on Twitter wants to call it a joke, is what
Yeah.
stops that antagonist from ruining the story. So it wasn't. I think people thought it was the naysayers think it was too small of a thing.
I love Angus, and I'm not to cast any shade whatsoever towards him in his career. I think he's done amazing things for Toy Story franchise. And but the one thing that I did see when I was seeing him interact with Twitter with fans, I noticed there's some kind of disconnect between him and what other fans expect from a movie like Lightyear. I saw him saying, "Well, I made the movie I wanted to make." Were his words. I saw it quoted on Twitter. He's like, "I made the movie at the end of the day that I wanted to make." But in my head, I'm like, but you're working for a studio that serves millions of people that are going to watch this. So I think the attitude should be a little shifted to, I don't know, instead of saying, I'm going to make the movie I want to make, it should be more like, there should be a lot of the audience mindset involved. And there's a lot to study from the last, how many shorts and movies we have and Disney Plus shorts and all those things. He has data to look at for that,
Mm-hmm,
I feel
mm-hmm.
like. So that's the part that disappointed me, seeing Angus so defensive about his movie. And I was trying to hear more like, what could he have done to give back to the audience? Because we're the ones who support the franchise. So it's just my personal
Exactly.
opinion.
Yes, no, and I completely agree. Um, just to stop and read a couple comments, um, I don't think everyone is black and white about it. Most people I hear talk about it and call it mid. It was a lot of new characters, and the new
Okay.
characters I feel did not have much connection to make you feel connected. There should have been more room for Buzz learning to be dependent. I didn't expect Zurg to be his father, but not sure how I felt about it actually being Buzz. And I know Buzz isn't his own father, although some people believe that. And then Badger says it went beyond a joke into presumed canon, which is basically sums it up.
That's true.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I think there's a lot of truth there for sure.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Um, yeah.
Where was the backstory though of Buzz? I felt like we were missing the point of the story. Was like we didn't see the origin of Buzz. We saw him when he was already starting, to connect with Star Command. I feel like.
Yeah. I would have liked a little more of his upbringing. I think.
Yeah, like
I
Superman, like a Superman, right? It's like,
mhm.
oh, we know his home planet was destroyed, and then this is what happened.
Yeah.
Like that kind of. Yeah.
I think it oh, what was I gonna say? It went out of my head. Oh no.
Sorry,
No,
that
it's
was my
okay.
fault.
Oh, it's all no. It's definitely me. Um, nope, forgot. Oh well.
It'll come to you. It'll come to you in a bit. It'll come
It
to you.
absolutely will. It certainly will. Um, is there
Yeah, but
anything?
like we were saying, there's just so much to talk about. I mean, whatever you want to talk about this universe, it's just so vast that there's Lightyear in the mix. We have a whole another universe connected to Toy Story. It's just unfortunate that it bombed so hard that it's like, wow, like they're gonna definitely, at least Toy Story 5 is coming out, So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
excited
yeah.
for that. But yeah,
I hope I don't know truthfully, and I didn't engage too much on social media. I think I almost not out of spite, of course, but I think when I when I sculpted my Lightyear sculpt,
yeah,
when I sculpted that figure, I was really hoping that it would do big numbers, and it didn't. It fell pretty flat, that video. as-
Yeah, I have a lot to comment on that because I did the toy line reviews for that,
Mhm.
and although my highest viewed video for Lightyear toy was the Socks Robot Cat, it has 500,000 views, and that's because I was the first one one of the first ones to review it here in America.
Mhm.
But with the exception of that review, because everyone loves socks, all my Lightyear videos I felt underperformed to what I wasn't seeing Toy Story 4 numbers for new merchandise. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
that to me was kind of an eye-opening experience where I was like, I was banking on Lightyear to be more popular and successful on my channel with the videos, but I just saw the interest was not as powerful as a Toy Story, actual direct Toy Story movie or short. So to me, it was like I was hoping for big things. I thought Lightyear was going to be the next big Toy Story 4 type fandom kind of movie. And I think the toy companies were banking in on that too, because Mattel went above and beyond with an incredible toy line that I've never seen a movie with that kind of treatment with their toy line. If you look at the Mattel Lightyear toy line, it's so crazily
Mhm.
vast that I was shocked and beyond shocked at how many merchandise items exist for it. So that it tells me they were banking on this to be like Toy Story kind of franchise, maybe a Lightyear too. But because it flopped so hard in the cinemas, and it was
Mhm.
also banned in 14 countries, which didn't help.
Oh, that's
That's what
homophobia at its
led.
finest.
Right. And that's what led to the failure of not only I feel the toy line, you can see them on clearance now for $3, $4 for expensive things that were $50 when they first came out on Amazon. But it's testament to it just didn't take off. It sputtered, and my channel took a hit because of that on a personal level, because
Mhm.
I wasn't getting the views that I did when I do Toy Story, for example.
Same. It was very much. I mean, I know you put out so much content, and I put
Right,
out the
right.
one video, but it just sculpting that. It was. I think that's the longest I've ever worked on a sculpture ever.
I feel
Really.
bad for you because it wasn't you, it was the movie wasn't successful. That's the thing. That was the problem. It was the movie, not you.
Yeah, no, really, it was the movie. Maybe I'll go back and change the title, like, because I think right now it's like I sculpted Lightyear from Lightyear.
Just put Buzz Lightyear, Toy Story Buzz Lightyear question mark.
Yeah, no, I may actually do that, but
That's funny.
yeah, and it was I mean months. Granted, I didn't work like consecutively, but like I I watched the entirety, or listened to more like the
Right.
entirety of Markiplier's playthrough of Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach while I
I
was
remember.
sculpting that, and still had work left to do over. I mean, it was just it,
You did a great job. I loved it. And I think if the movie would have done better, you would have gotten the views.
oh
But
well, thank
because
you.
the only movie only made $200 million, as opposed to like a Toy Story $1 billion movie, it wasn't as worldwide the appeal for Lightyear. It was banned in many countries, and a lot of people actually didn't see it. So there was no worldwide fandom for it like Toy Story was. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. I
I think
think.
that's why it failed. So it's not your talent. So don't blame
Oh
yourself.
well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I
It's yeah.
I think there's a chance, and I just mean a chance, that there might be hope for the Lightyear franchise yet, because I Pixar knows that I think Pixar knows when they mess up,
Right.
and I think that especially they know when they mess up if it's a franchise that sells a crap ton of toys, and the the clear indicator of that is Cars 3.
Oh yeah.
Because that, I mean, you want to talk about toys. I mean, Toy Story obviously was about toys, so it sold a bunch of toys. But next
Right.
to Toy Story, I mean, Cars sold an incredible amount of cars.
They
Like,
still sell cars. I mean, this aisle's always stocked at Target. They still
mhm.
sell
Oh,
them.
absolutely. And I think
Yeah.
that, they realized what a toy franchise they had when the first movie came out, and they were like, "Well, time to do a second one." And they did a
Exactly.
second one, and it was terrible. And I think
Yeah.
they realized that not only have we possibly tanked our toy market
IP.
for our toy market for this, we also didn't really do this story justice. So let's fix both. Let's make another one,
Right.
and we'll focus more on the story, and continue the plot line in a way that pays homage to the first, and also sell a lot of toys at the same time. And I think that's exactly what they did, and I think they accomplished it. And I thoroughly enjoyed Cars 3.
Yeah, I loved Cars 3. I thought that was probably my favorite movie, to be
Hmm.
honest. It was just
Hmm.
so good. I just really loved it. And the toys were great too. That I even bought Cars toys, and I'm not even a Cars toys collector. That's how great and powerful of a franchise that is.
Yeah, for real.
Just you can't see Lightning McQueen or any of the characters and be like, I don't want to buy that car. It's just so
Mhm.
iconic now.
Oh, absolutely. There's
It's
a
like Mickey
video.
Mouse. It's just popular.
I think I sent it to you, that video on Facebook of the guy who unwraps a Lightning McQueen plushie on
Yeah, I
Christmas, and
saw
he's
that.
so excited about it, and then unwraps a second Lightning McQueen like even just looking at it makes me want one. It's so. I think they
Yeah,
really they found the animation. I think they found a real sweet spot between an awesome looking car and
right.
kind of the stereotypical friend shaped face, a nice round sort of front with a smile, and it's just psychologically, like, visually appealing. Let me catch up on
It,
a couple
they
comments here.
yeah,
I
they
love.
got they made cute Hot Wheels. That's what they did.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did. Cute Hot Wheels.
Yeah,
I loved Socks. I thought his voice actor was Woody's at first.
nice.
That he does sound a little Tom Hanksy.
A little bit, yeah,
Yeah.
he does. He has that high pitched kind of range.
Hmm. I watched Jacksepticeye play FNAF Security Breach, and watching him slowly lose his mind was so funny. I loved Cars 3, Cars 2 as well, but it should have been called Mater's Tales, the movie. It was not a Cars movie. Very true.
I
Cars
like that.
3 felt like the sequel to Cars 3 felt like the true sequel to Cars 1. The third one was really good. I loved all of the story and world building in 3. I loved the homage to Doc and how Cruise did come a successor. I like to nickname Cars 3 Cars 2.
That's
That's
awesome.
it's true. That's very true. Um, I wanted to talk about speaking of cars. I wanted to talk about a failed project that I had. No, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say a failed, a shelved project
Okay.
that I
Yeah,
had.
I have shelf projects too. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, no, I'll share one. You'll share one. So
Yeah, go for it.
I was going to make, and it was going to be my biggest thing ever. I was going to make a drivable, road legal replica, full size, of Mater.
Whoa,
This was something that I was
that's awesome.
allocating the budget for. I had the plans. There's still a folder in my phone of just pictures of Mater from when I was analyzing sort of all the angles. I looked at everyone
Wow,
else who has ever done it or attempted to do it. I went to a couple different junkyards looking at old cars, trying to figure out what it is I was gonna make, this out of. I finally settled on an '05 Jeep Wrangler that I was going to use. It was going to be a crazy big project. I was going to do it in multiple parts.
that's
Um,
awesome.
I was going to auction it off. It was going to be awesome. And then, like, that week, I got the Dick Van Dyke phone call.
Oh,
And
yeah,
so,
that
yeah.
trumps anything else in the
Yep,
world.
it really does. And so it
You
totally,
can't top that.
yeah, it totally went off the rails. And then, life
Yeah.
got in the way. And now it's still something I would love to do someday, but it ain't, there's no way I'm going to be able to do it anytime soon.
Oh
I don't have the space anymore. But you were saying?
no, yeah. So I can share mine because I mean I have many shelf projects which I can't share them all because we would be here all
Of
day.
course.
But the one major one that I was thinking about doing and it just failed was the one that I told you about. Oddly enough,
Mm-hmm.
was when I told you, what if we could make a movie accurate 4 foot tall Woody, but like
Mm-hmm.
make him giant version of one of my accurate dolls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which would be incredible to see. And I still might do it, but the hard thing is, number one, just it's not that I'm destroying, but altering anything that's like from 1995 and super vintage is probably gonna break my heart a little bit to see,
Of course. Of course.
because it's not like I have two of them and they're not easy to come by.
Mm-hmm.
And then another fact is, what it, I don't know, like it would be a hit. I could see it, but it's like I don't know. It's so crazy that I'm like, maybe it's a little too crazy. I
Well,
don't know.
I think doing a mod is one thing. I would
Right.
think just and this isn't me trying to talk you into it. I'm just
No, it's
just
fine.
as somebody who's who's restored like non Toy Story toys, like antique toys. Um, if you were to, let's say hypothetically, you were to just remove the head and send it to me, and I
Yeah.
didn't do any modifications on it, I just treated it like if somebody brought me an antique and said, "I'm going to take this to auction.
Right.
Would you restore it to its original state?" You know,
Right.
and then I would think that that would, increase the value. But I understand the idea, the prospect itself is nerve wracking, and I'm sure it has monetary and sentimental value. So I can't blame you at all.
At the same time, I don't mind. Like, I want to see something that see because this is why people come to my channel. I make things impossible and possible. I make things that don't exist that we'd like to see exist into the
Hmm.
world. And when I do these things with my friends, it's awesome because it's like, wow, I can't believe that happened. We have a movie accurate trick stand. I'm looking at it. I can touch it. We have a movie accurate Stinky Pete with box that talks that exists now because people were passionate enough to create it. And so for me, my brain goes the other way too, where it's like nobody's ever made a 4 foot tall movie accurate Woody. What if we could sand down the eyebrow, make it straight, fix the expression so it's a little bit more closed mouth smile?
Hmm.
Is it possible? I don't know. I think it is, but
Yeah, absolutely.
how
I mean,
realistic is it either? Yeah.
it's such an important piece of Toy Story history, though.
Yeah.
It would break my heart to modify it. I'd do it. If you gave me the green light, I'd be like, all right, well, Mister grew up, time to do it. But I'd love to restore it because I know there's probably a lot of cracking on the hairline and stuff like that.
It's shelved for now, but you know what? We'll revisit it. We had this conversation a year ago when I brought it up. That
Mm.
was my first idea, but I'm sure in the next year or so, you never know, it can happen.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, how are we doing on time? Am I keeping you?
No, I'm good. I think if we talk till like what is it? Well, what time is it over there for
It's
you?
8:40 my time.
So yeah, by maybe 20 more minutes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. By
I'm
9 my time.
available.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds like that seems
yeah,
appropriate.
20 more minutes would be good for me, and then I'm actually gonna start filming videos tonight. So
Oh, awesome. Good for
as
you.
always, making
Um,
videos here.
my one of my favorite uh posts of any sort that you have made
Yeah.
is I wish I could say, oh, it's the incredible video with 8,000 million views. It's it's a TikTok that you
Okay.
made about the Lightyear buzz that has vapor trails.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
You
I
literally
remember that.
are just, it's a stitch, and you're like, your phone is like here, and you're like, no, it's not a vape.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my
Because everyone on TikTok, I have a more mature audience there,
Yeah.
is talking about smoking out of this Lightyear toy, and they're all talking to me like, "Oh, did you get high off of it yet?" Things like that. So,
And
uh,
I thought about
it's
it. I
funny.
really did because I saved that video. I remember and commented on it. I was
That's
like, I'll come
funny.
back to this. And I thought about what if I did take one. Not that, I mean, I'm not into this kind of stuff, but like
Right, right.
if I did buy that and I like
You
bought
could.
a vape pen or something and modify. I was legitimately considering it, and then it didn't happen, and I feel like it would.
Not to promote this idea, but I'll tell you the truth. That thing is water vapor. So if you had some kind of juice that you would put in a vape, it's possible that
Hmm.
maybe it'll steam some of that
Yeah,
out
no,
of
it's
it.
entirely possible. It's entirely
But
possible. Yeah, no, and I'm the same. But yeah.
but you could ruin it because it'll probably clog things. If you put
Hmm.
something thicker than water, I'm sure it'll clog it in time. I'm sure. Not recommended, of course,
Hmm.
but I don't recommend these activities to people. But of course, if people wanted to, I'm sure they could figure out a way to do
Right.
it.
What's the latest with your music career?
Oh yeah. So right now, Japan is always wanting us to come back. Actually, while we're there, they're already planning the next tour. So it's always exciting, uh, because our fan base is growing out there, and people are buying our CDs. And every time we go, they said we sell out our T-shirts and merchandise, and it's just been really humbling to have such a loyal fan base there. And so as long as they want us back, we're going to continue going. And right now, my band is playing some shows here in America as well. We're playing a festival this July, with some other cool pop punk bands in the Los Angeles area here in California. We don't really have plans to tour USA right now because it's just so expensive. And without extra label support, we're not able to kind of afford that.
Of
But
course.
we actually get paid money to play in Japan. So we actually come back with money in our pockets. So as long as that keeps happening, I'm going to keep doing it. But I still do it for free. I love music so much. I always songwrite, and we're still working on songs. And that's my other stress reliever. If I'm not doing videos or YouTube or collecting toys, my other coping skill in life is to make music and perform and write and sing and play guitar. It's just my other passion.
Right, and your beautiful family, who I know you don't talk about
Oh, of course.
publicly, but you know you
Yeah,
have a wonderful family.
I've been starting to talk about it a little bit more. I think one of these days I'll do a draw of my life and kind of just share it, because
Oh, that'd be
I
awesome.
want people to know I am a normal guy. Like, I do have a family. I just like to keep their identities private because it's the internet, and I don't know what people would do with like pictures
Yes,
but I'm
absolutely.
talking about it. I'm okay with it. I think just I don't want to put their names out in the
Right.
internet because I like to protect their privacy.
Right, of course, of course. That's heavy.
Yeah.
I wanted to leave it as
Yeah.
anonymous as I
Oh,
don't
of
want to put
course.
that ball in
But
your.
I am married, and I can tell people that I am married, and I
Mhm,
do have a family, and just leave it at that for now.
mhm, mhm. Um, I oh, it left my head again.
Have you been sleeping on TikTok again? No, I was kidding.
I have been,
How's
actually, here's
that
the
going? I
thing.
want to hear about that.
I really haven't been doing it a whole lot lately because
What
I
did you get out of that experience? That's what I want to hear.
I got, it was a little, it was fascinating. I didn't get a whole lot monetarily out of it. I still haven't, and the the brief note for now is that I haven't done a sleep stream in several months because
Okay.
I just haven't gotten around to setting up another sleep stream setup station
Okay.
in this house. I've lived with my parents for the majority of my life, and when I slept like in a bed by myself, I had a whole setup, and it was like literally just me sleeping. One sweet dream, and I had a little Q&A, and then I would just sleep underneath these signs. And
Nice.
I haven't made new signs. And I like sleep in a bed with my partner, and and she's a pretty sensitive sleeper, so I can't,
Hmm.
I'm not going to leave the light on or try to disturb her sleep or risk her getting in the shot. Not that she's like camera phobic or anything like that, but it's the kind of thing you really have to be willing to do. So I
Yeah.
eventually I am gonna go to our guest room, and I'll set up a little something, and like maybe one night out of the week I'll sleep in there. But that is a what it taught me is that people truly will watch anything. It,
That's true.
you know, I one of the first times I did it, I originally started doing it as a joke, just to like, tell my friends, oh, I went live on TikTok, and I slept, and then I woke up and I looked at the camera, and there were 1,000 people staring back at me, and I was
Yep.
like, oh my god, and 98% of the people who are there are in the comments saying to each other, we're really doing this right now. Really,
Right.
like I wish I was exaggerating. That's exactly what they say. They're like, we're a man is sleeping on the internet, and here we are.
Yeah.
There's 4,000 of
social
us.
us social media people can relate to that because if you look at my videos, there's a video of me eating a sandwich on camera, and I'm like, I can't believe 40,000 people saw me eat a sandwich. It's
Yeah.
just like the most
Hmm.
normal thing a person can do, and that's why like I love that concept of people will watch anything you make, and I think that's 100% true. If you have some kind of unique spin, which is you're always going to be unique than different people, then you can put things out like that and people will support it. They'll watch it. It's just people are curious by nature, and I think that's what fuels the internet's
Hmm.
fame continually to support what we do, is because people are just really genuinely curious. What is this guy up to now, or what is he going to do next? That's
Hmm.
always kind of the excitement part, I feel like.
Right. Yeah.
But if you want to up your game on sleeping, why don't you do the ones where well, you can't because you're sleeping with someone else, but like if they, the ones with the lights and sounds, like give me gifts to wake me up, those
Yeah.
TikToks.
Here's
They
the
probably make
thing.
good money.
This is what I said when the Wall Street Journal
Yeah, Wall
when the
Street. I
Wall
saw that.
Street Journal reached out. This is what I told them, and this is gonna come out so weird because I the last thing I want to do is be like, I'm better than that. But there
Right.
are a couple. There are a fair amount of people. There's a good handful of the viewers who come to the stream, to that stream, to my stream, because it doesn't have those things.
That
There's
makes
the
sense.
there are I've had comments where people are like, oh my God, finally a sleep stream where there's not all these
He's
bells and buzzers and
he
sex
actually sleeps.
noises and like rap horns going off in the background. You know, there are some people, I would say maybe like, you know, 1 in every 15 who join who are there because they find it relaxing or they find it
Yeah,
wholesome, you know,
that
and
makes
it's
sense.
I don't, but I understand that some people do, and you know, I've had people say like I watch this every night when I go to sleep. It puts me to sleep, and I'm like,
That's
wow,
interesting. Very
that
interesting.
is that is interesting, and it's you know, and at the end of the day, I think one of the worst things a person can experience is a sleepless night. You know,
Yeah.
it's such a it's a very unpleasant experience that then affects your next 24 hours, and
You,
it's terrible. And the
you-
idea that I could help somebody fall asleep, and I've done other things like that are like that. I know some people fall asleep to my YouTube videos. I did an audiobook,
nice.
and you know, I'm sure some that you know that's the kind of thing where a lot of people would fall asleep to. But the fact that I've gotten direct feedback that something that I do makes someone feel calm or safe enough to where they can just fall asleep. I mean, that's awesome, you know? So I've thought about doing what you're describing, but doing it in ways that don't make it disruptive, like something that can just, you know, if you do this, just the
Right.
color of the light in the room will change, or you know, I'll have a like you know I have a screen in the background. Like if you send this thing, Finding Nemo will start playing, or if you send this thing, Monsters Inc. will start playing,
That's cool.
or you know different, you know, I've been thinking about ways to do that without having it be like, oh yeah, like or or
Like really
emotional
brash.
damage or anything like that.
Yeah. Just one day make it a little weird for me. Just do have your partner with a fishing line gradually dragging Woody into the shot. Like, oh, is he alive? What's going
Sure,
on?
yeah, absolutely. I will
Get a
listen.
little weird for once in a while. I think it'd be cool.
I'll tell Emma about that immediately. She has actually joked that she would like to like let's say if I'm in the guest room sleeping and I'm streaming, and
Right.
you know she said just one night I'm just gonna come in and just like give you a little kiss on the cheek and then leave the room, and people in the comments are gonna be like,
That's
oh
sweet.
my god.
And then she comes back and puts your hand in a warm bowl of water.
Yeah, a nice warm jelly jar full of water.
Shaving cream on the face, tickle you with a feather. You never know.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh, that's great.
Well, once
Oh
again, I know
man,
we got a
fun
little time
times.
left, but I very
Yeah, of
much
course.
appreciate you stopping by the stream. And it's you know I've seen people join because you're here, so
Oh, cool.
yeah, and it's
Well, I'd like to say hi to everybody, and I'm glad you're here to support my good friend, Dwayne Made It, Dwayne Joseph Johnson Olson. Sorry, I almost said Johnson because I said
Dwayne
Joseph. I was
Joseph
saying it so
Johnson.
fast. Olson, you
Yes,
know.
thank you.
I didn't forget. But yeah, I appreciate all the love and support that you give us in the community. We're still here. We're still doing it. We still care, and thank you for your support. That's what I want to tell everybody.
Hell yeah, thank you guys very much.
Yeah.
I
Ask any questions you'd like. We're
Yeah,
here to
no,
answer
if
them.
you have any more questions for Mr. We got about 10 minutes left here, so if anybody has
Right.
any questions for Mr. Grew Up, uh, now's the time. It's
Yeah.
rare to
So
get him on the horn like this.
one more question I wanted to ask you about, what you're doing. What do you see the future of Dwayne Made It in terms of like, do you have a whole list of videos or content you're planning to do here, or what are your plans going forward with YouTube
Yeah,
since we
so
last spoke?
I would like to sort of it's kind of three, three, and three. I would
Okay.
like to have a third of my content be like Toy Story related. I'd like to have a third of my content be restorations, and I'd like to have a
No.
third of my content be sort of grab bag. So or like Toy Story, like Disney stuff. And so like right now, I haven't said this on any of my social media channels because I don't want to spoil it, but I'll say it during the stream because there are 7 people here. I have one of the big reasons I'm having this stream is because or one of the big reasons I need to raise funds to get this PC is because I have 2 videos fully filmed ready to go and I'm not able to edit them, and those 2 videos are
uh,
2 separate restorations of um 1970s Tonka trucks.
I see. Interesting. That's cool.
You know what I'm talking about from like
Yeah,
the
I've
playground
seen
days.
those.
The metal ones that you could kill another kid with.
Well, we saw one on Toy Story 3 when Lotso rolled up, and his
Yes,
gang.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, one
Yeah.
of those. So and they were a family friend brought them to me, and they were horribly
Nice.
rusted and old, and she said, please, what can you do? And I was like, well, here we go. And they, not to toot my own horn, but they look brand new, and it was very
Nice.
satisfying to do, and I was very happy with how they came out. And it's a nice, interesting, lengthy video, and there's two trucks, which means there's two videos, and um, I want to put them out, and I just can't because
That
my
makes sense.
my computer just can't handle the footage. And so that's what I have coming out. I have a couple other Toy Story related things. Actually, I don't, I'm comfortable revealing sensitive Dwayne made it information on
Cool.
this stream. There's not many people that are gonna
Steal your ideas. I'm just kidding.
I would like to non Toy Story related things. I would like to make a miniature model of the Krusty Krab out of a crab trap.
Nice.
Not many people. I don't think many people notice that the Krusty Krab, like the building, is a crab trap.
Yeah,
It's
I remember.
yeah. So that's there. I
Yeah.
would like to make an Edward Scissorhands set. I
Oh,
uh,
that'd be cool.
I would like to make a little Mikey from Monsters Inc. Um,
No.
I In terms of Toy Story stuff, I would love to do something in relation to the Pizza Planet car at some point.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I would love to make some Buzz or Woody themed. Like I've seen some people making like custom jackets or custom sneakers or things like that. I would love to do
Right.
that. Different. I mean, kind of. You could go down the line and like literally just name any film accurate like custom or like art project that I could do. Like making a. Like a Jesse. I've always wanted to make a Jesse. That's probably if I were to pick a character
That's
that's
cool.
highest up on my list. That's probably it.
I love that. That's great ideas.
Yep.
Super great.
I want to let's see here. I have more. I would love to make an actual scale side table drawer from Blue's Clues.
Nice.
I want to make the book from Hocus Pocus.
Wow.
I want to make Wilson from Castaway. I want to make a Jumanji board.
Nice.
I want to make Cogsworth and Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast if they were actual functional like household objects.
Right.
And I would like to make a Zoltar from Big, if you know the movie Big.
Yeah, I love Big. I'm a huge fan of that movie. It's
I
a great
love
movie.
that movie. Yeah, I would love to
Really
make.
fun.
I want to make a full size one that is functional, and I also want to make one that's about this big and functions as a coin bank.
Nice.
And then
That'd be pretty impressive.
I'm thinking if I can do both, and I'll do both in one video, and I'll make I'll give away the coin bank.
Yeah, that'd be
You know,
incredible. I mean, anything is possible. That's one thing I always say. A lot of the things that I have now in the last 2-3 years that in my channel, I would have never dreamed that I would have had them. And
Mhm.
yeah, they cost thousands of dollars to produce. And
Mhm.
over the years, it just seemed impossible at times. I realized that it really is anything is possible as long as you have a dream and you keep working on that dream. Like Walt Disney says generically, anything's possible. You can make it happen. Yeah. So
It's very true. It's very true.
yeah, you can
Are
dream
there
it,
any
you can achieve it.
Is there any future projects for you or future things plans down the
Yes.
line you want to discuss before you tune out here?
Yeah, of course. Thanks for asking. I definitely have a lot of awesome projects coming on the horizon. We have movie accurate Toy Story toys on the way, still in development, like Stretch, for example. We've
Mm-hmm.
always wanted a giant size Stretch. We got a little one from Mattel, but we want a big one.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have a couple people working on that for me right now. So that's exciting, and I'm very excited for that. And then other things I can't share right now, but behind the scenes, I'm always working on something. That's
It's
something for
true.
sure. But one thing I want to tell you is, don't give up. You're in a stage where I remember I was once on YouTube where I was just starting out. I didn't really have money or materials to have computers as well. And so what I did is I just used my phone and I would just make money a little bit here on the side, save it up. Eventually, I was able to afford to buy 2 brand new computers with the YouTube channel. So never give up, and even if you can't fundraise, I'm sure you're gonna find other ways to make it up, and I have high hopes that you're gonna accomplish your dreams. Just keep working hard, and everybody out there, never give up. And yeah, I'm excited to see you guys on YouTube and see what's next.
I very very much appreciate all your kind words of encouragement and validation.
Of course,
They always stay with me. Um,
always here for you, my friend.
and the feeling is mutual.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for stopping by. I really
Yeah,
appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Good luck with all
you too,
your
and good
videos.
luck with your fundraiser.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, hopefully we make a little progress before we tune out, and we're able to put a dent in it.
Maybe end the stream with sleeping tonight. You never know.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
just kidding.
yeah, if it keeps going the way it has been, I might.
Hey, you never know. That could probably drive some more money in.
Yeah, absolutely. Depending on the audience.
All right, have a good one, my friend. We'll talk soon.
All right, take
Take
care,
care.
partner.
All right, Tay. See ya.
Oh, he's just so nice. I love that guy. I really do. Well, thank you, Mr. Grew Up, for joining us. What a lovely, lovely discussion. Um, who do we still got in the chat here? Alrighty, there we go. I would kill to have a baby Audrey 2 made by you. So I have Audrey 2s. I've never made them, but I have them. I have a beautiful set of Audrey 2. Wow, that music is a little loud. Hold on. I have a beautiful set of Audrey 2 puppets that were built by the incomparable scenic artist Richard W. Prowse, my good friend. And he had them for many a year, and they're just so difficult to take care of, and they're huge. So at a certain point, he was like, I don't want these things anymore, kid. You take them. And so I adopted them, and I have them now, and I rent them out to other productions of Little Shop of Horrors. I'd love to make a set of my own. Maybe someday, if the set that I have can't be salvaged, they are getting older. They're, what is it? It's 2023. They are 16 years old. That set, and so nothing lasts forever, unfortunately. So maybe if they ever kick the bucket, I'll do something with them. Let me see. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna take a quick. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna get up. I'm gonna get a. Hold on. Okay, music is better. Alrighty, I will be right back. I'm just gonna grab a quick. I'm adjusting the sound here. I'm gonna grab a little sip of water, and I will be just right back in a flippity flop. What did I just say? Hello. Okay, I'm here. I'm here. I'm gonna eat a piece of cold pizza while I talk to you folks. Let's take a look once again. If anybody would like to, I'll bring Badger in a second here. That's what I'm gonna do. How? Let's see here. Badger, are you there? Badger, are you with us?
Wait. Oh shit! I realized this channel's push to talk. So whoops.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, we can switch to another channel that doesn't have that.
Sure, I can just call you.
Dope.
Ah, there we go. That's good. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Can you hear me? Badger, can you hear me?
Oh, I don't know why it's still on push to talk.
There we go. There we go.
All right. Let's go.
Excellent. Let me make sure you're hearable. Say some words.
Words.
Say like the Pledge of Allegiance or something.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag
All right.
of the United States.
All right. You're at a decent volume, I think. Water will tell us if you're not in there.
Sweet. Also, let me get rid of this push to talk. I don't know why it's on.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Discord was doing. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't prefer you prefer I don't swear, right?
If you can keep it PG-13 just so the stream doesn't get flagged.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't care on a personal level.
Okay. We'll just use that as the one F word the PG-13 will allow.
It's true. Let me read this comment from Water here. After I chew. Dwayne, I think you'd love the book I'm reading. It's about a grumpy old octopus in an aquarium and how he helps solve what happened to the widowed janitor's son who went missing years ago. Is this like a novel? Is this for like adults or children?
Sounds pretty good.
Badger, how the hell are you, my friend?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I'm adjusting to the new life, doing okay. How are you, man?
And your new life is what? As much as you want to update the public.
Oh, I'll say this. Aside from my new contractor job, I'm going back into content creation. Half of it being the memes, the other half being streaming and gameplays.
Excellent. I
Yeah.
enjoy both of those things when you do them.
Awesome, man. Glad to hear you like them.
I do. So where are you living now? You don't have to say location wise, but like, are you in like an apartment situation or
Yeah, apartment situation.
with others or yourself?
Oh, just by myself.
Wow, good for
Expensive.
you.
It's really expensive, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. In the same state as me or no?
No,
Okay.
same state where I always was.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
I mean, right now I wouldn't want to be in your state given what's going on.
Dude, the sky is yellow.
You guys have the Mexico filter on. I'm jealous.
It's crazy. It looks like PS4 Spider-Man. The sky is orange. It's absolutely insane. I didn't know that it was happening until it was happening. Like I think other people like, oh, there's some wildfires, the smoke is coming, and I didn't hear a thing about it. I don't have cable or anything like that. I haven't been listening to the radio in the car or anything like that. So I'm at work and I'm like, that's weird. The sky is pea green.
It's like yellowish and green, you say?
Mm-hmm. It varies
Damn.
between yellow, pink, and green. It depends on where we're at. It is finally getting better, slowly but surely.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would kill to live in a Blade Runner environment.
Mm-hmm. Water, can you text me the name of this book? Okay, the pizza's gone. So, I'm back in action. So, what's your latest endeavor been? Has it been video game related, or has it been content related, or both?
It's been both. I'm playing around with TikTok, which is something I used to joke and said I wouldn't touch, but here I am. I am using TikTok now, so that's kind of cool. I'm using that now to kind of like, build up my brand because I'm sort of rebranding myself in a sense with generally with streams and how I visually present myself. So yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on. I'm what people would call a VTuber now, so that's cool.
That's awesome. I would like to take the credit for being the first person to put your content on TikTok.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Remember that?
Yes, I've been slightly introduced to TikTok because of that video, and I hella love it.
It is it's wild. I that is, not only did I put that on TikTok, I'm just gonna get my shoes real quick. Not only did I put that on TikTok, it's like one of my pinned TikToks. That's how popular it is.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised at how blown up it got, and I was just like, wow.
People use the audio to talk about like celebrity relationships.
Do you know the man?
The man? She's married to the man.
The man?
She's married to the man. Let me shoot Xander a text if Xander wants to get in on this this call. Hold on a minute. Alrighty, so we're 2 hours into this stream, folks. We are 2 hours into the stream. We're at 132. I am so endlessly grateful for these generous donations. It's really helping me accomplish this feat. So thank you very much to everybody who's contributed and who's been sticking around. Give me a topic. I need a topic. A topic of discussion.
Yeah, if this was a podcast, we wouldn't be doing too swell.
No, well, good thing it's not.
Yep. I mean, podcasts are recorded, so that's different. Damn, I don't know, man. Like, let's talk about your channel, man. I'm kind of glad to see it's coming back, man. It's pretty cool. I love the creations you do.
It really, I'm hoping to make it a regular part of my life again. I mean, it never like died, but
Oh yeah.
you know, it's been in a lull for sure. So I'm very happy to be able to breathe a little bit of life back into it. It had to, you know, it slowed down. My life got more complicated, but when my laptop just stopped being able to like process things, it came to like a halt. So, you know, it's a good chunk of change to get this thing done. I mean, all the labor, thankfully, will be paid for because I'm able to use my family's Best Buy subscription, and they're going to build the PC for me.
Oh hell yeah!
So, you know, it's just the parts. I'm just paying for the parts, and yeah. If I can get the numbers up, we'll make it happen.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
You're looking to do like some like gaming and stuff like that?
I'll do a little gaming. I mean, it's mostly about the video editing. I mean, I do some light gaming on you know,
oh yeah,
on a personal level, and I don't think I would be able to get any games to run on this laptop. But we'll see. You know, maybe the PC would be good for that. But you know, the main motivation of it is so that I can keep cranking out content, and that's quite a alliterative sentence. Keep cranking out content. Xander's gonna join in on this call, I think, in a minute.
Ooh.
If he's around, I'll wait for that notification. But we're gonna get a third person in on the mix here. Hold on a minute.
But yeah, like with you know, with the specs you're building for your PC, you know, especially good to have it for like if you want it to be geared towards editing, you know, because yeah, it'll run with the specs you'll have, it'll run most games, but you'll definitely want to ensure that it could run like whatever software you're using for editing per se.
Yep. Yeah, I'm you know, I'm very much looking forward to it if we can make it a reality. I wasn't expecting to be so sore. I do so much like physical, like manual labor during the day. I was looking forward to sitting down and being like, "Hey, what's up, guys? Coming at you." I don't know why this is the movement associated with streaming, but you know, I'm low energy because my body is like, I'm dying.
Oh, yeah, man. I get you there. I mean, it's your beats like sitting like in front of a computer for 8 hours and then having to jump into another computer for like a few hours.
Right, of course. Let's see here. Oh, hold on a minute here. Wait a minute. Hold on. I might leave. I'll be back. Oh, hold on a minute here. Xander?
Hello.
Ah, there he is. Okay, all right, hold on. Badger's joining in. We're getting it together here. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. Hello, Dwayne, and your Made It.
It really is your This is your DuaneMadeIt debut, isn't it?
Yes, I believe it is. I believe also is probably my live streaming debut as well.
You've never been on a live stream of any sort?
No, I don't believe I have. No, I was waiting to do it with someone special.
Ah, well, I'm honored I can be that person for you.
It looks like things are going great. You're doing a good job.
Yeah, you know what? We're making it happen. I am very happy with how things are going here. Ah, there's Badger.
Oh, there we go.
Xander Badger, I don't know if you remember each other. Xander is the one who piloted our game of Honey Heist we had a year or two ago.
Oh shit.
Oh wow, that is a throwback.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yes.
Wow.
That was during the pandemic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I do love running any and all tabletop role playing games, and that's Honey Heist is a particularly fun one. And that particular game was honestly extremely memorable. That was a lot of fun. It was a birthday request, wasn't it?
It was a birthday request. I remember when John Mulaney showed up.
Yes, I recall that too.
Yeah, that was a. Who else did we have in that game? We had Angela. We had Ryan, I think, was in it, right?
No, Ryan. My Ryan? No, I don't believe he was in that game.
I could have sworn he was. Maybe he was in the other one you did with me. Who do we have other than Badger and Angela? Connie. We had Connie. Connie who stopped by earlier and gave a generous donation of $50. Connie, I love you so much. Thank you. Xander,
I just very much remember the one friend of yours who was playing with a VTuber sort of facade of a bear.
A bear?
Yeah, they were just like they had like a VTuber thing, and they just looked like a bear on stream.
That was Connie. I think it must have been Connie because Connie does all that.
That was Connie. That was Connie.
Mm-hmm.
That was Connie. Hey, Connie.
I think that had to have been Connie.
That was a lot of fun.
Yep.
I was like, all right, we're in for a fun time.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, just for the game plan, unless we have a spectacular influx of viewers, I will probably wrap up the stream by 10. So we have about 40 minutes here to talk about life. Let me hold on a minute here. I'm just going to look up a list of random discussion topics.
I had an idea for a discussion topic for you. Seeing as how this is sort of like a toy restoration type of thing. I was wondering, like, what were some of like the toys you were obsessed with as a kid?
A child. Oh man. Other than the stuffed animals that like were like a comfort object that I slept with, I was very much obsessed with Woody. I mean, I didn't bring it with me everywhere necessarily, but I had, and this goes back a ways. I think this is what played into the film accurate, part of the of my interest is that I had the original 19 PDQ Bach fan channel. Thank you so much for your donation of $4.99. Let me add that to the total here.
Thank you.
Hold on a minute. PDQ Bach fan channel. Sander, are you the PDQ Bach fan channel?
Wait, who even is PDQ?
I really wish I could say I was, but no, I do not know.
Well, we're at a strong 137 here, folks. Thank you again, PDQ Bach fan channel. The next project to come up, the next project to be released in video form is going to be a Tonka truck restoration. It's already done. It's already been filmed. I just have yet to edit it, which is why I need a new PC. After that, I'm not 100% sure. I am planning on doing a Five Nights at Freddy's themed project for the release of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I will say that much, which is being released on October 27th. So that will be coming. I don't know if it's going to be the very next thing. What is it? No, we have lots of time between now and then. So there's probably going to be other stuff between now and then, but that is something that's on the way. So there's that. But to go back to your question, Xander, I as a child I had like the original like 1999 whatever it was Woody. and I was like obsessed with it, and I would have it with me all the time until I found Squad Leader Woody. Squad Leader Woody was another make from Thinkway Toys, and uh, it was like an army themed Woody. It didn't have like fancy clothes or anything like that. It came with the original hat. Water, if you pop out, please do so and rest and drink water. I really appreciate you being here, and I appreciate our friendship. Thank you so much.
Drink water.
Anyway,
water.
so it was
Thanks
an
for
army
coming.
themed Woody, and the only army part about it was that you had an army hat that would fit on his head, and you you had voice. It had different voice phrases in the voice box. Ones that were combat oriented. But visually, the face sculpt was a little off, but the body just moved like how Woody moved in the movie. It was sort of like floppy. It was like the original original Woodies. Like the arms kind of stuck out like that. You know, in the movie they're hanging down almost like they're heavy, and it did that. And I think that just this looks more like the thing that I love. I guess this is the one. So I was very much about that. I loved the Jam and Draw. If anybody remembers the Jam and Draw from 99 or 2001, whenever that was. Um, I was a big fan of the Imaginex. Um, what do you call it? The Imaginex play sets, the ones that would make all the pirate ship and the island, and it was like a cousin of Legos kind of.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but those were many of them. What about you?
Me?
Yeah.
Moi? Okay. Well, toys that I was obsessed with. I was one of those Lego kids. I very much had one of those giant chests filled with Legos up to the brim. There was just a ton of it all over there. Also, I was, as you probably know, am and still big old Power Rangers fan. So I had a bunch of those toys
I think I
growing
know.
up as well. You think you did?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Yeah, I do recall. I can still see it on my desk. Is the little Power Ranger Megazord you got me for my birthday?
I remember that. I'm like, I have to go to Toys R Us. It's Sanders' birthday. Badger, what was a toy you were obsessed with as a kid?
Not gonna lie, I used to want to get Legos, but growing up, my parents were like, "Oh, we don't want them all over the place."
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly, that's when I was introduced around that time to the GameCube as well as the PlayStation 2. Since then, I don't remember buying toys.
Straight to digital. Hey, listen, it save the planet.
Yep, in a way, that's true.
What's your favorite Game Boy game?
Sure.
Oof. Game Boys. Shit. Oh,
sorry. GameCube game.
Keep talking.
GameCube. Sorry.
Right.
Oh, okay. That's different.
Growing up, there was a couple of them I used to play. There was the Mario Kart for the GameCube. There was a 007 game I played once. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Couple other there's a whole bunch I liked. One of them though, that the music, it's mostly the music I remember because of how catchy it was. It was Paper Mario.
Paper Mario had pretty good music. R.I.P. R.I.P.
Yes.
Mr. L.
Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door is my favorite GameCube game. It might be my favorite.
That's the one.
Game. Yeah. No, though props to where Mr. L came from, Super Paper Mario, which is probably the most, the weirdest, in a good way, Paper Mario game, I would say.
What are weird, on any platform, just weird video games you've encountered?
Weird video games
weird or
we've
bad
encountered in general. Oh, or bad. Ooh.
Yeah.
I can't think of any bad experiences I've had other than the Rage games.
Mm-hmm.
But one of them that really like annoyed me was and I mean like from like a industry standpoint, like from a game that you would expect it to be good, was Devil May Cry 2.
Okay.
I won't go much into it, but it just kind of felt like it was annoyingly too easy and very
Okay.
repetitive to the point where it just didn't feel fun anymore.
Right. Yes. So, it really kind of takes you out of it when there's no effort to put in.
Yeah, and that it wasn't too exciting either. It was just like, because there's easy games in which they can make it very exciting, but this was a game where it just felt easy but bland, you know?
Yes, I do know what you mean.
Yeah, you never want a game that's too overly repetitive, doing the same thing over and over again. You got to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, like imagine walking through tall grass and having small creatures jump out at you, and you have to catch them in a small capsule-based enclosure system that would over and over and over across a whole world.
That sounds like a terrible game that would never result in the highest grossing franchise of all time. I doubt that.
Yeah. It sounds a little pokey. Come on. I once had, this may be one of the worst, if not the worst, uh, cartridge-based games I ever encountered. I once had, I bought, I remember I had like half of a GameStop gift card left, and this was the only one of the, or maybe it was Toys R Us. It was one of the only things that was low enough on the price point that I could get, and it was the Naked Brothers Band game for the Nintendo DS. You either know what I'm talking about, or you totally don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's your favorite show.
Yeah. Oh, Xander, I too remember college.
Yeah, I know. You were there. I was there.
Yeah, but Badger, are you familiar with the Naked Brothers Band?
I remember I was a kid when I saw commercials for them in Nickelodeon, but I never really watched too much of it.
So, Naked Brothers Band, I remember it was like the cheapest ripoff of like Rock Band or like Guitar Hero that you could imagine for the DS, and it was like you like, the gang was together. Okay, time for a concert in New York. And I'm there, and there are like 4 guitar strings, and I have to like strum them in time with the music, and then it was over, and it was like, all right, head to LA for your next gig, and like you sort of turn the globe, and you get to LA, and you select it, and you play your gig in LA, and it's the same thing, and I believe that was it.
That was the game.
I
no mini game, no extra mission or anything.
I think that either that, or it was impossible to find the way to progress in the game. It got to a point where I got through like 2 or 3 gigs, and then I'm scrolling through the world, I'm turning the globe, and there's just nothing else there. There's no way. I mean, maybe I didn't score high enough in LA to get to Copenhagen or wherever it is I was going next, but that was it. And it was just a bad, plainly made, like an overnight game. And I remember years later, I'm wanting to get some better games. If this was when I was, if this was when I was 12, 13, I'm now, 15, 16, and I'm just selling all my old games that I don't really use to get stuff that I want. And I'm in the GameStop, and I'm like, yeah, here's my old copy of Kirby's Epic Yarn. No one cares. Or here's my old copy of, I don't know, some other, or Sims Castaway. There you go. And oh, by the way, I have this Naked Brothers Band game, and I gave it to the guy, and he's like, I have no idea. I've never heard of this. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not surprised. And he's like, I have no idea how much this would be worth. I'm like, me neither. And so he looks it up in like the GameStop database, and it's not there.
Oh no.
It hasn't even been, literally hasn't even been registered as a game.
I think it is a real game. It's so obscure. They just don't know about it, and they don't even think anyone would have bought it or had any sort of record of it. But here we are.
I remember just a couple years ago, I was in a Zoom call and I wanted to like make everybody laugh, and so I found the Google image of the cover of the game and I made it my Zoom background.
Nice.
And it's just obscure enough for people to go, "What the hell is that?" But it's just well known enough for people to laugh at it. So it's like, boom, Naked Brothers Band DS. People are like, "What the oh."
Okay. I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, there is a game for the DS and PlayStation 2 and Wii. Apparently, all
For
the same
the
game.
Wii?
Yes, there's one for the Wii.
I remember hearing...
Well, I know what I'm getting you for your birthday next
Oh,
week.
please, God, no.
Hold on. Let me go on Amazon.
You can play it on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
DuaneMadeIt's first Let's Play.
I had a Let's Play channel, if you remember.
Oh my God. You know how Wii games have like bumped up the price because of like how it's like discontinued and all that?
Right.
The Naked Brothers Band game for the Wii is still $7.
Ah! $7. That game cost
It looks like easier.
That game cost at least 16 in 20 whatever it was. In 2000 whatever.
With the sources I know, I could probably do it for free.
Well, there's something that we haven't talked about yet, Badger, and I feel like we need to talk about it.
Oh no.
We need to talk
Am
about...
I in trouble?
No, we just need to talk about the Frank Sinatra
Oh my God.
AI cover.
That is some of the craziest. Yeah,
it is.
It's so good.
It's terrifying. Xander, I know you don't like Five Nights at Freddy's, but there is a Five Nights at Freddy's song. It has nothing to, it's not scary or anything like that. It's just kind of a song. And somebody released an AI cover of the song with Frank Sinatra's voice singing it. And it sounds exactly like him. Like I've heard some of these AI things, and some of them are like, haha, very funny. Like I listened to Squidward Tentacles singing My Way, and I was very entertained. This is jarring. It's concerning. It's one of the most mind-boggling pieces of audio I've ever heard. Thinking to myself, that's a computer? That's not Frank Sinatra in a box?
That is incredible. I was thinking of you, actually, because I did hear a Mr. Krabs cover of Billie Jean that was actually pretty convincing.
Oh my God.
A couple people sent that to me. Yeah, it's interesting. Have you heard the Squidward Tentacles My Way?
No, I have not.
Oh God,
but
it's crazy.
That does feel like a song that he would sing. Yeah,
no, it's very befit. I think if it is exactly as you said, I think if it is fitting, it flows better. Billie Jean, it made me laugh, but I didn't go, oh my God, that sounds actually like Clancy Brown. Like, I could hear Michael Jackson within it. But it's Squidward Tentacles singing My Way just sounds like Squidward Tentacles singing My Way. But I think if there was a song like a sea shanty of some sort, I think if you had Krabs singing that, it'd be like, oh, okay, yep, that sounds like him.
Technology is a little scary these days.
It really is, and it's Badger and I were talking about this. It's advancing at an alarming rate.
I'm just curious what's going to happen in like 1 year from now.
Some spooky things, my friend. Some spooky things.
Here's the thing, like months ago, or at least late 2022 or early 2023, we were all joking about those scary AI images that DALL-E would make. Here we are now, middle of the year, suddenly it's gotten a lot more impressive.
Shit's wild. Shit is wild. And I think because it's so popular, like in terms of like the meme world, I think because it's getting so many views, people are getting money from it and are therefore able to put money back into the research and polishing it and making it better and crisper. And so because it is becoming rapidly popular, I think it is advancing rapidly.
Oh yeah. You know, going into the AI right here and back to SpongeBob at the same time. Have you all heard about the bless you?
Thank you.
But have you all heard about the AI SpongeBob live streams that used to be like 24/7? But like,
I have not.
okay, I think they're down for maintenance right now, but there is a channel where every day, like literally every hour, 24/7, they would always like show this like Unity models of like SpongeBob characters in a simplistic bikini bottom setting, and using their voice AIs, they would prompt like a whole like a topic that they would talk about for like a minute before it changes to a new one. So it's SpongeBob and Patrick talking about a randomly inputted topic. And sometimes it's based on what you would put in chat. So they'll bring up literally anything.
That's mortifying.
And it has degenerated quickly from what I've seen.
It has.
It has. They have gone into some not safe for work topics.
You don't say.
Yes.
Is this America?
And there were times where they got self-conscious and realized they were in a matrix of sorts.
It's been very trippy.
I think it brings up a lot of interesting points about sort of immortalizing people. Like, I mean, just not even just necessarily AI generated voices, but just what they can do with filtering, like what they do with a lot of the AI covers. Like they just put the voice filter over the original song. Like I heard one of SpongeBob singing American Pie. And at the beginning, if you know the original like record of American Pie, like he's like, "Yeah, I just wanna say a couple things here before I play this song. This is a song that I've like whatever it is that he says." And like just hearing SpongeBob, "Yeah, this is a song I wanna." It's followed me for a couple years, and I'm like, "Whoa, that's alarming." Just it makes me think about when certain voice actors are gone. Is this how their characters will be carried on? Will they continue to make the show and just cast somebody else and use these kinds of voice filters? Will that happen? What's the morality of it? Is that morally right? Is that morally wrong? I don't know. It just opens up a huge can of worms.
Kind of already doing some of it now with Star Wars. Like I believe, like in The Mandalorian and the Obi-Wan TV show, they were able to use that technology to make like Mark Hamill's voice sound more like what it did back before. And then you also have James Earl Jones, who is quite up in years at the moment, and it sounded like Darth Vader with a little bit of that little TV magic. It's impressive, though I'm not really sure what to say if that's the best for what's moving forward or for the worst, because I guess neither of them are no longer with us. They're still here, so they can consent.
I think it for me, I think that it would benefit from some discussions being sparked. I think that like let's say I'm Carrie Fisher. In an ideal world, I feel like a discussion should have taken place, and it's not an age thing. I think that all people who play lead or supporting roles in movies in Hollywood, I think there should come a time where when you sign on to do the movie, you do a separate contract where it's like if in the event you are to pass away before this movie is complete, or if you pass away and we decide to continue this franchise down the line, would you consent to potentially having your character carried forth using artificial intelligence? And I feel like it's a conversation that should happen, and I think in those situations they should have the option to say yes, they should have the option to say no, of course, but I think they should also have the option to say yes, but it has to be approved by my estate, or yes, but it has to be approved by my next of kin. Because in Carrie Fisher's case with Star Wars, I would not that I knew the woman, but I feel like if she were to be told like, hey, you're going to unfortunately pass away before this movie is to be made or finished, she would be like, oh God, do whatever you can to do my character justice and like have her serve her best spot in the storyline, even if that means using alternate casting or AI imagery or anything like that. I don't know. I feel like that's there are other people who I can see somebody like Michael Jackson, for instance, saying something like, "No, I appreciate the thought and the technology, but I'd rather if it's not me, it's not me. I'd rather they just leave it alone." Like I can picture somebody like him saying that, but I can picture other people saying otherwise. I don't know.
Oh yeah, and there's already like talks before, like how a Drake song kind of blew up, but it was like not even by Drake. It was literally just an AI of him.
Mm-hmm.
So there's already discussions about like how the music industry is going to react to some of these things, whether certain AIs are parody or whether it's something the industries will be doing for like immortalizing certain voices and people. Because I imagine like there's going to be a lot of like people in the music industry who are going to be like, oh, when this artist passed away, we could just still monetize off their music by training AIs to continue um like their singing voices for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, and you could even argue like that sort of thing is already being done. Sans AI, like, when they even in Disney movies, like when I was talking to Today I Grew Up earlier in the stream, like in multiple Disney movies now, they have had cases where an actor for a particular part is has passed away, and they've gone into the archives and used every clip of something they've ever recorded for anything and used it to create dialogue. They did that with Mr. Potato Head in Toy Story 4. They did that with what's his first name? Forgive me. Give me a second. Um, Tom Tom Mayazzi. When Tom Mayazzi passed away, or maybe it was Ray. I get them mixed up sometimes. The Car Talk guy, who played one of the two Rusty and Dusty Lightning McQueen sponsors in Cars. One of them passed away, and they used audio from their radio show. They just went in and they took little clips from other stuff that they've done, and they used it to create a little bit of dialogue for his character after he died. So things like this, are already being done even without AI. So it's kind of like, if they have the ability to do it, they have the ability to do it. What's the difference with AI? I mean, obviously there's a big difference. I know what the difference is, but it sparks a discussion.
Oh yeah, because it's no longer just using old samples anymore. Now it's just like, oh, we just need to train these voice actors to go like these pitches, these sounds, these like pitches and all that, and suddenly they can train a machine to replicate them.
Right. Or even, I mean, again, if you want to expand the conversation in a direction that's not AI, like there are people who do, impressions. Like when I can't remember his name, but when Mike Henry decided he did not want to do the voice of Cleveland Brown anymore, the guy who does the voice now is a person of color who does a perfect impression of Mike Henry's Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
So it's things like this are already being done. It's just a question of how okay with it are we, knowing it going into it.
Oh yeah. I mean, one of the answers right now is what's going on with the writers right now in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, and by the way, we have a couple people just joining. Thank you so much for stopping by. I love and appreciate that you're here. This is the fundraising live stream so that I can potentially get a new PC so I can continue making videos. Thank you for stopping by. Anyway.
Oh yeah, but like, because there's already discussions about using ChatGPT to sort of come up with like the basis for a lot of stories. Given that people have found ways to train AIs to write comprehensive stories. Even someone made like a fictional essay once that was literally like prompted it, which was made from a small written prompt in which the AI did all the work for. And there's that whole discussion now about like whether AI has any room in the writer's room, and if they were to use people's like data on that, should people get compensated for what the AI is using information on?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in so many ways, it's so wrong. But in so many other ways, it's almost like just creating a person. Like a person, a human being might look at Lord of the Rings and get inspired and come up with an idea based on either just consciously or subconsciously come up with an idea based off of something they see, and AI is going to be, based off of something it sees. Isn't it like, didn't I see something, and this is a controversial topic in and of itself, but didn't I see something about J.K. Rowling saying that Star Wars inspired her for Harry Potter or something like that? Whether or not that's true, let's pretend it is. Like, if that happens, J.K. Rowling isn't out there paying royalties to Star Wars. It stands to reason. Like, should there or should there not be royalties paid if it's an AI? Because it's just, a human being does that automatically sometimes, and 9 times out of 10 that doesn't happen. The compensation, I mean.
Yeah, you in cases like with these intelligence, what we're doing like with people, when they are inspired, when they consume like media and they get some sort of inspiration or ideas or like inspiration from it, that's how it inspires and sparks creativity for people. But for an AI, the thing is, it's not a person that's just getting inspired. It's literally a machine that's being fed data, and it tries to come up with its own algorithmic variant based on the information it's given, sometimes with multiple sources.
Right.
It's really more of a overglorified tool.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, there's always the argument of like a human being isn't actively going out into the world and looking for things to copy. An AI is.
Yeah. And it's not doing so with any bias or anything. It's doing it because it was made to do so.
Yes.
That was its purpose.
Yeah. No, it's crazy and it's scary. In like Xander said, I mean, like, a year down the line, 2 years down the line, even, 6 months even. What is this stuff gonna look like? And at a certain point, how intense is it gonna get, and how are we gonna feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, there's already fears that in like 20 years from now, we may develop an AI that's sentient enough to actually be like self-aware.
Hello,
like
Rough
not just
Pup
in a sense.
2047. Sorry, Batch. Hello, Rough Pup 47. Thanks for stopping by. Continue.
Oh yeah, welcome to DuaneStream. But but yeah, like there's a talk about, because right now, when AI is shown to be like sentient or something, it's mostly just based on like prompts given or just random guesses, but it's not like actively like pursuing the self, or the realization of what it is. It's simply just going by prompts, it's using its own independence to run these prompts, but it's not thinking for itself, it's not actively making its own directives. So there comes a time where eventually these AIs are eventually going to think for themselves. They will have mental autonomy. Essentially, we'll be creating a life.
It's
formless and digital.
Horrifying.
But yeah,
I think, and I don't mean this discussion has gotten a lot heavier than I thought it would during the PC fundraising stream. This
damn.
what the most jarring the most jarring thought to me um, is a situation like in the movie Her. Uh, a situation in which, like, what if somebody falls in love with an AI? Or what if somebody, not even necessarily in love, but develops a deep, personal, to them, a deep, meaningful, personal connection with an AI?
I
And yeah,
This
what
is
are
gonna be
the
my take, but one, it's like if it's like an emotional, romantic, all around everything kind of connection. Um, I'd say it's just a case of like the wrong connections right there. It's simply someone just putting their heart and soul into something they shouldn't put their heart and souls for. You know, human like for those who are romantic capable and sexual capable, you know, humans are meant to have like partners and all. But like, of course, in the cases of people who are aromantic or asexual, there's exceptions, you know, and
of
that's
course?
understandable.
Yes.
Just want just to include them all. But in the cases of those who are in the heteronormativity of things, you know, it'd be kind of strange to have like an AI partner or an AI a human bond with a non-human artificial life form,
Mm-hmm.
unless it's somehow smart enough to replicate and meet these human needs. You know, it's doesn't make sense. You know,
Yeah, I mean, but I think what you just brought up is exactly it. I mean, I think we're going to get to a point where it really does have the ability to replicate that stuff, and I think having an artificial intelligence is so easy to take with you everywhere, but so easy to delete forever. You know, it's so easy to you know, you to download it from server to server, or from hard drive to hard drive, or to communicate it with it through multiple platforms, on the phone, on a computer, on a smart device, you know. But it's also, you know, somebody can delete it, somebody can take it away. And if that person has a relationship with that AI and they're gone forever, and you don't even have a gravestone to visit, you know what I mean? It's just code that's evaporated into the stratosphere.
yeah, and there's no telling whether that artificial intelligence is simply going to care back or if it's simply doing what it's programmed while the person's alive. There's just no knowing with that.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true, and it is so freaky. And I guess we'll find out. You know, we really will. It's not, you know, I'll have the answer someday.
We're just
Next time on Dwayne's next fundraising stream,
Next week,
we'll have the answer for you.
I don't. I would love to do another one of these next week, but I think you know, the friends that I have come out of the woodwork and been like, okay, we're gonna donate, and they're so generous, and here we are with the lovely sum. But next week, you know, it's gonna be more of the same. It's gonna be PDQ Bach donating $5 as the treasure that user is.
meanwhile Dwayne brands his channel as Dwayne Thinks It and gets into deep philosophical topics.
You know, I've thought I'm very I didn't plan on it, but I have thought recently about how, like, the name of my channel really lends itself to spin-offs and series titles and things like that. Like, you could do Dwayne Thinks It, you could do Dwayne Cooked It, you could do Dwayne Baked It, you could do, you know,
Dwayne AI's it.
Dwayne AI's it.
Ooh, Dwayne Cooks
Exactly. Yep. I was thinking the other day, Xander, you'll appreciate this. I was thinking the other day, one of my dream projects would be to work with Andrew Ray from Binging with Babish, and to do a collaboration where he's making the food and I'm making something that, like, the food is either stored in, or yes, it is a Pizza Planet shirt. The food is stored in or eaten with, or, you know, presented upon, or something like that. I can't quite think of, you know, if you this isn't quite as iconic, but, like, you know, if you wanted to show the magic imaginary food from Hook, and you wanted it in one of those one of those wooden Lost Boy bowls that they had. I'm talking about something, you know, more iconic. But you get the idea. If I were to make something that would complement what he's
Pretty
doing,
cool.
the dream collaboration, absolute dream collaboration.
And if we get to 1,400, we will do that collaboration.
Yeah,
You heard it here
seriously, we're gonna
first.
do a binging with Babish collaboration if we get to $1,400 here, folks. Come on, we got 2 more minutes of this. No, in all seriousness, I'm very, very grateful for the people who have donated. And the people who have not necessarily been able to donate but have stuck around and enjoyed the stream and commented and interacted and shared. It really means a lot. Thank you very much.
I was very happy to be here for a bit, even to participate in the stream itself. I want to thank you very much for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. It really, you know, I was struggling the first half. Today I grew up, you know, brought me through the middle, and you guys are helping me wrap it up. And so I very much appreciate your being here. My Steve and my Higgins.
Happy to help.
Anytime.
And it's such a beautiful reunion from the two of you, such long lost bears.
Yes. Long lost bears.
We got to do that again sometime.
Dwayne bears it.
Dwayne bears it. He certainly does. He's been bearing it all. You know, Xander. You already know. Well, it is 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? We're gonna start to wrap it up here, I think. I want to thank everyone who's participated. Your presence here really means the world to me, and of course, your generous donations are really going to help me with my goals. And those dollars will be put to good use, I assure you. And I will be thanking you all again when it's all said and done. And thank you for joining. Thank you, Badger. Thank you, Xander. Thank you, Water, for participating so much earlier. Thank you, Seb. Thank you, David from Today I Grew Up. And thank you. Tom Hanks. Thank you,
Shout out to Tom Hanks
for doing what it is you do. All right, I'm gonna end the actual stream. I'll stay on the call with you guys for a minute here, guys, but I'm gonna stop the stream now. Thank you all. Much love. Have a great night. And what do I usually say in my sign-offs? Oh, if you like what we did here, there's a neat little button down below that says subscribe. If you hit it, we can do this again